Yes, people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. I hope you're all doing well. I sincerely do hope so. But more importantly, I must say blue morning to you all because, of course, it is a blue morning show. Again, today we'll talk about Ousmane Dembele, whether there's anything new out there. We're not here to tell you that the deal is done because we cannot be certain until he holds up the shirt, put pen to paper, and we see a statement from the club. We also talk about developments regarding the club's pursuit of Kalidou Koulibaly. Also, we talk about Denzel Dumfries, whether we should actually be going for him at all. And we'll talk about updates on Gabriel Jesus. And also, of course, Jules Kunde. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to the Blue Morning Show. I hope everyone is doing well, and I sincerely do hope so. I see this, the culture or tradition, if you prefer. We'll start by going through the chat to see what the people there are saying. And this is my brother and friend, Phantom of Many Topics, saying 24 hours. Yes, I made a mistake when I was scheduling the show, probably because I was exhausted. It was 24 hours from now. I had to actually change the time to the correct time. But again, thank you again. That I would have started the show anyway, even if it was 24 hours later. It says, hit the like button. My brother Tobago from the Madiba land, who's already on the panel. Always nice to see you here. Please, while you are at it, as you're coming in, continue liking the video, please. That will go a long way. That will help us reach more people. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel. Here it says, good morning, blue morning again, Tobago. I'm not going to read your comments again. I'm just going to skip them, but I'm just kidding anyway. 7% to like. So you've joined those who celebrate when they liked the video. I think it's great. Blue morning, Lamb Lane. How are you doing? I hope things are well on your end. Please do let me know. Blue morning, coach, and everyone in the panel and chat. Nice to see you, Lamb. Blue morning, Tobago. Again, if you're listening, please let me know if my sound is okay. If not, just let me know so if anything is wrong so that I can fix it. Again, hi, Tobago. Good morning, says. Hi, Nick. How are you doing? Okay, good morning again. I'm going to skip those. I see Matic going back to his father, Jose Aroma. There's a chance that happens. He can still do a good enough job as a DM. Or as one of the 2-6-6, but Mourinho usually prefers playing a single six. I'm not sure if it's changed. Yes, good luck. It says Tobago, Melissa text me. Is he talking about the Melissa that used to be in the chat here with us? I hope she's okay because I haven't heard from her for a while. And Basit Abdul says that Chelsea are really bummed till now. They can come out with just a single sign and even Dembele is free. OMG, what a team. Again, and he said they cannot. Was that what they say? I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. This is Abdul. I will say this to you is judge the window exactly when it's over. I think we're really busy there. The Undertaker CFC, always nice to see you here, brother. I hope you're doing well. Then Lukaku is staying at Chelsea. There's a chance that happened. There's actually a huge chance that happened. And blue morning to my brother and friend Declan. How are you doing? And Ty also, the intro never gets old. I love it too myself. Why Chelsea haven't signed any player? I think Chelsea are working on it. And again, we weren't allowed to get players to put pen to paper, or you could say, complete a signing because we were under restrictions until I think you can still call it a few days ago. So just calm down, things will be okay. Says good morning and says a blue morning to everyone. Blue morning to you too, Thai Talk CFC. And you are an inspiration. Yes, we need a breather sometimes. Yeah. I think you inspire me too. I think you do how many 2, 3 shows a day. Again, we're growing together. We'll get there. Again, if you haven't, go check out Thai Talk CFC YouTube channel. Also check out Almighty Blues YouTube channel. Both are friends and have over time become brothers, but great content more importantly. And same thing as ZV Genius. Go check out Volley YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. And I'll get back to you in a bit, Matt. And that is why the season is over because I still don't think he's staying. But if he stays, what can we do? We got to make do with him or find a solution. But it's going to be really, really toxic in that dressing room. Believe me. Again, we have 27 likes and we have 53 people watching already. So if you haven't, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Let's shoot. I'm going to be a bit greedy today. Let's shoot for 300 likes. And of course, we can do that if everyone that comes around likes the video, because my, what's it called again? Analytics show that almost 90% of those people, the people that watch the show, hasn't subscribed. That's a large number. Imagine if everybody subscribed or at least likes the video. What a difference it will make. A blessed Sunday to you all, says Gabriel Olmo. It's nice to see you here, Gabriel. It says I need to get you on the letters. Who am I? I think I may well. If I think I'm going to come first, if I'm going to topple everybody else, I will come. If not, no, bro. You're going to shame me again. I'll remain at the bottom until everything. Try Thai. Okay, just kidding, but we'll talk, bro. Again, Blue Morning says, good morning, everyone. Jeff, nice guy. Oh, we have a nice guy here. Nice to see you here, Jeff. It looks like this is your first time. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. He says, check saying about it being a busy summer. That gives away everything. That shows you that the club is very busy right now behind the scene. Yep, I know we're frustrated because we probably don't know everybody that we're going after. And I think that he meant it in terms of working on transfers. Yeah, that's exactly what he meant. And plus, he says he lives on the phone. Don't forget that part of his comment, which means they're very busy doing something. Hello, Lee. Nice to see you again. You never miss the show. I hope everything is okay on your. I hope things are well on your end. Your sound is good. Thank you very much, Mark Arthur. Nice to see you too. Nice to see that you're back. We have a lot of players to go to get coming to U Blues. Yeah, we have quite a lot of them and quite a lot to make sure we find a solution that they leave the club, because if they stay, there will be no room for new players. Again, as I try to catch up with the comments in the chat, if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Good morning, White Chelsea. I'm not talking about Neymar anymore. Chelsea never actually talked about Neymar. Neymar, he comes with quite a lot of baggage. His issue, I don't know how else to phrase it. I don't think it will make sense for us to go to for Neymar. Plus, there were revelations then that he actually isn't in good terms with Thomas Tuchel. Forgot what he said about him dying on the pitch for the man. I think that's just some nonsense out there. The truth is, I don't think they're in a good relationship. Even if they are, it would cost quite a lot of money, nearly twice as much as the budget actually. Plus, the Premier League might find it difficult, to adapt to the Premier League. And I don't want to actually dwell on that much. Yes, I wrote to 3K. Some people, yes, we're closing in. We're closing in. It's not far-fetched. So if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Again, let me see. What's up, bro? What's up to you too, Mazim Imran? I hope you're doing well. Neymar was wishful thinking. It was indeed. All good here. Good to hear that. Dumfries scored again last night. His value is increasing by the day. Again, we're going to talk about whether we really need him. Realistic, we close on signing Kounde. That's the truth, yeah, because we've already started talking with him. And plus, Sevilla are also public about him leaving, so we're able to put two and two together. and come to the conclusions that we're close to signing Jules Kunde. So with that, I want to say welcome two of my brothers who are already on the panel. How are you guys doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I can't complain, brother. I can't complain. Ty, how about you? How are you doing, bro?
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. I think I know what you told me, but I don't know how else to phrase it. All you have to do is just to be strong. You get through it. Things like that happen, and sometimes it's nothing we can do about it. So again, my condolences to you and your family. Again, I hope you have the strength, to to deal with it. I hope you can. Again, Ty, I want to start with you quickly. Can you talk about before we go into the show? We're supposed to talk about Dusan Starlin.
Are you there?
Yeah, I think he got kicked out. You were saying something about Dujon Sterling.
Yes.
Yes. I guess probably give him a few minutes. Um, so what would you say about Dujon Sterling? How much of Dujon Sterling do you know?
Me?
Yeah.
To be honest, about Jesus Sterling, he had a good preseason before he went out on loan to Blackburn Rovers. So I thought he would stay for the last previous season, but unfortunately, we sent him to loan to Blackpool. I mean, so I think he's a good player. Physically, it's not a right back that likes to attack too much. But what I love about him is that he's disciplined. So having two different types of right backs for us, like Rhys James, is both on a defensive and attacking, but also Duchess Sterling is a more sort of a solid guy. So having him at a Chelsea will be good for us. Also, again, will make things easy for us, so that we're not able to spend another crazy money for a right back. So with Dijon Sterling, I'm willing to watch him again in the preseason. Hopefully, he will impress Thomas Tuchel so that he can stay. For example, if Aspilicueta is going, then we need to bring him in. Hello?
Yeah. Um, I'm not really sure what's happening with coach. I really don't know how he was planning to set this up. But oh, he's
Can
back.
you hear
Yeah,
me?
he's back. Yeah.
Yes.
So sorry, I don't know what's happening with my system. I think I have to just ditch some of the new equipment I have here. I'm trying to switch cameras from behind. No, anyway, it's a long story. I'm not going to talk about it. Ty, did you hear the question I asked you?
Yeah, and you're saying something about Dujon Sterling.
Yeah, how well do you know him? Can you educate us on the type of player he is, the position he
Actually,
plays, and how good of a player he is?
Tobago was actually speaking about him a while ago before he came on back.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, brother.
No, he was done. I was just saying that he spoke about him.
Okay, can you educate me because I'm not sure. I didn't hear what he was saying. What position does he play and how good is he? I heard Thomas Tuchel wants him back. I've heard from some of the big names, big name content creators at Chelsea.
Do you want to do it again, Tobago?
No,
Okay,
no,
let me
he
go
doesn't have
again.
to repeat it. But he plays on the right hand side, right?
Yes.
Right wing back.
No, actually, he's a right back, but he can play as a right wing back. But what I love about him, he's more disciplined on the defensive side. He's
Mm.
not that it's not that perfect on the attack wise, just like Chris James, but he's so disciplined on defensive side. So what I love about him is he's tall, he's strong, and then he had a good preseason last summer before he was sent to Blackpool. So I think if he will impress Thomas Tuchel again, he might stay so that he will save us money. For example, we're linked to a right back, a right back. So I don't think it's
Mhm.
necessary to buy another right back if we have a player like Duton Sterling.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that update. And I want to quickly, take care of something so my camera don't freeze again. But Ty, I'll start with you. Ty, do you have any updates? Or you, Tobago, do you have any update on Ousmane Dembele?
So far, nothing about Ousmane Dembele. Actually, I think we should wait until this month end. Remember, his contract is ending until the month end, so
Hmm.
it's going. Yeah, so we need to wait until month end. But hopefully, we snitch him. But anyway, a free agent is more dangerous than paying money from another club because like a free agent can decide tomorrow I want to go to this team and the other day will go to this team. So we'll wait and
Yeah,
see.
the club the club has no say.
That is something
Yeah.
recent.
Sorry, what do you say, Ty?
Is that something recent? The sun right there.
Yeah, this is quite a lot of stuff are saying similar things. This on June 10th, that's 2 days ago. So it's recent. You could say it's recent.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing right now to really indicate that Chelsea have won the race because it's not a one horse race. There's a lot of clubs that are in for him, and I mean the fact that his contract expires Tobago was saying about at the end of this month, it could always attract more teams because they know that when he's a free agent, they'll be easier. So it's not a one horse race situation where that Chelsea have already gotten themselves on the front foot and they're gonna be having a smooth sailing in terms of getting him in because it's not realistic to think that somebody of his quality is just going to just easily come to Chelsea without having some challenge. It's possible, and I mean there has been indications of him, saying that he'll be open to working under Tuchel again, and Tuchel is very vocal about him. But it doesn't mean that it's the race has been won because there's still a long way to go in terms of trying to convince him. And like Tuchel was saying, it's easy to target players, but at the same time you have to speak to them, you have to speak to their agents, you have to convince them to play for you. So I mean, it's not a case where it's just done and the race has been won. So I think probably this is giving too much hope when really it's not close to even being finalized.
Yeah, we don't know what's really happening because it's everywhere. There are other reports that says something different, not exactly what we were looking at there. But again, the most important thing is I think you could argue the convincing aspect. By now, it's done because he knows Thomas Tuchel. He has a good relationship with him. He had the best form of his life under Thomas Tuchel at Dortmund. So you could argue, okay, the convincing aspect won't be an issue. The other aspect is that there are clubs. PSG still want him. Forget the rumors we're hearing. First, I say because Leonardo, is it Leonardo? I think it is. It's no longer PSG's sporting director or director of football. Now they don't want him. The new director of football don't want him anymore. And then we're hearing they want him. And then again, we heard that he rejected PSG. But that's by the way, Matt, how you doing, brother?
Big up coach, big up panel. Yeah, no, I'm all good. Obviously new day for Chelsea, but I don't think there's nothing new on the news. So yeah, we'll discuss it today.
Oh yeah. So for you, anything you hearing anything about Dembele?
Nah, nothing new.
Yeah. Again, we have to be honest with people. We're not gonna gaslight you. We're gonna try to look at the situation, okay, and tell you things as it is. We're not gonna try to tell you this has happened, this has happened. But the truth is, there are signs that he's coming towards. So this report also by LDN says Ousmane Dembele has chosen to go to Chelsea and rejoin former coach Thomas Tuchel, according to League 10 Sports in France. Again, this is believable because, like I've mentioned, he had the best form of his life under Thomas Tuchel. So there's no surprise that he wants, to join him.
Well,
And this also say,
just look realistically. Like, to be honest, like he can't sign for Barcelona, and no other
mhm.
clubs kind of
And
going
just
for
one
him. So,
second, while Matt is talking, I'll take that time to fix something so that my camera doesn't shut off again. Go ahead, Matt.
yep, go for it. Yeah. So I was saying, look realistically. Like his contract's ending in 15 days. No other club are leading in the race for him besides us. No other club are even going for him, and Barcelona can't sign him. So if we're the only team going for him, he's possibly going to be not forced, but has to choose us as an option. And we will find out at the end of June when his contract does come to an end. And then obviously we'll be hearing, you know, done deals, blah, 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 back, left, right, forward. But we won't officially confirm it till the end of June when his contract does end. Because when his contract does end, then he can't step foot back in Barcelona. He's done. So then he can come out and say, yeah, I'm joining this team. And this team will likely be Chelsea. So hopefully he does come as soon as possible. As I said, I don't think we'll hear, like, obviously there might be the here we goes and all that, possible before, but I do think he is coming 100%. It's just a matter of time until it gets confirmed, and I think it's confirmed by end of the month.
Yeah, and
After
again,
Coachella.
I've just noticed something like at Instagram, he's following a lot of Chelsea fans currently because like I've been watching his Instagram account. He now is starting to follow a few of the Chelsea players, so maybe it's
Who?
a good sign. But
Dembele.
uh, Dembele,
Kunde
Namely,
as well.
which of the players did he follow?
Kai Havertz,
Yeah,
Ziyech, Pulisic.
the
He was
wingers.
always
Yes,
following usage, but he used to
Hmm.
be at Dortmund together.
Yeah, because
Kai
Yeah,
they've
Havertz.
known each
Havertz,
other. They knew
Werner,
each other
and
from
Ziyech.
Dortmund.
Ziyech is a new one, and Havertz and Werner, I think you followed as well.
Wow. So that's a good sign, if you ask me. Don't you think, Matt?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
100%. It gives
man!
us an indication, but again, it's like followers this, followers that. I mean, we've just seen recently though, like fans or players following former, or sorry, expected teammates, and that's kind of been a thing people go off. We can say, yeah, no, but I don't think it's anything kind of relating to the transfer because I already think the transfer is done anyway. As I said, Coach, while you were gone, I said it's done, but I don't think that's confirmed till his contract ends because we look realistically, we're the only club going for him. So it's either he chooses us or he plays in some under 16s league because no one else is going to sign him because Barcelona can't sign him.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Why I'm still with you, Matt. The question I want to ask is this, and before I do that, I want to ask the people that are watching. We have 128 people watching right now, and we have just 43 likes. We can do better than that. But then again, I'm not going to be greedy. First, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for 43 likes. That's not easy. But if you haven't, please keep liking the video. The more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and the more people will be able to reach, and the more the fun the show will become if we're able to reach more people. So please keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Matt, the question I have for you is this. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat in a bit. Again, let's assume that eventually we're going to get him. How does he fit into our team?
For me, I think he fits in perfectly. Like he's an actual winger. We want to start integrating four at the back. Well, this is how we do it. Even if we play three at the back, it will still work. He's a proper winger. He can dribble, he can cross, he can shoot, and he's fast. Like this is a player that every team wants because he's just got all the capabilities. Now, can he live up to all the capabilities? I can see it because he's under the best manager in the world and he's favorite manager in the world. And we need someone in the box because he just spam crosses. And as I've always said, him and Arejo are best friends. He crosses the ball, Arejo gets ahead of time. And his crosses aren't just these crosses; these are very, very good, accurate crosses. Same with his passes, same with his shots. He's a very accurate player. People don't know if he's left or right footed still. I don't know what foot he is because he can use both foot 100%. That's what we need. We just need to get him in his form. That's the only like he's a fantastic player, no doubt. It's just that we need Tuchel to get him in his form. If he's in that form, he's going to be very, very deadly to the Premier League. And I think if he gets in that form, the only manager to do that is Tuchel.
Here's a follow-up question. While I'm still, which you're saying he's just going to fit in, and that is if we play with wingers in their natural position, because Thomas Tuchel's application of the three at the back system is very different. In most cases, it deploys the wingers we have in the team, including Hakim Ziyech. Yeah, he qualifies as a winger. Christian Pulisic, he plays them as a two number eight. So the question I have for you: do you think he's able to play in that position? That's where we use it when we deploy two players behind the striker. Your thoughts?
That's something Tuchel has to. I don't think us fans we can sit here and say, yeah, he can, no, he can't, but Tuchel's going to sign him for a reason, and he knows he can play in that position possibly. I think it's more of a 10. Can he? I'm going to say yes, because I don't think it's that different. It's just that he plays more inside than out. He doesn't do those crosses as much. He doesn't really use more of his pace. It's more freestyle. It's more passes. It's more control. It's more structure. And I think he can do that. So maybe he can, maybe he can't. We'll have to find out when he comes. Like that's the only thing we can dictate from that. Because I don't think he's ever played in a 10 position, if I'm honest. So I'm not sure. Tuchel's got his eye on him. So as I said, if he comes and he's positive, he can play in his system.
Yeah, I think he's good enough to play again. The most important thing is that he's two-footed. He used both feet quite comfortably. But I'm still not sure. I haven't seen him play in that the way Thomas Tuchel has used wingers, playing them as the two at number 8 or 10, if you prefer. It depends. It all depends on the application. Again, I'm still concerned. Okay, again, aside him, maybe Thomas Tuchel knows him too well to know he's able to play in that position comfortably. But the question is, there's a chance. We've been signing quite a lot of what's it called? We've been signing a lot of wingers, and then some of the players we're looking at are also wingers. So, but we don't use wingers traditionally. So to me, that's really an issue. So I want to get your thoughts again, but I get your explanation. There's no need to even bother even for the tie. Your thoughts, how do you think it's going to fit into the team?
I think in terms of with Dembele probably would suit. For me, I still have some level of concern when it comes on to with him being a winger and us not really using a certain system, because obviously I don't really think that Tuchel is going to be just shifting the system going into the season, and this is probably why a lot of fans want us to get signings in during pre-season, so that even if Tuchel wants to change of the system or change the layout of the attack, maybe then we could probably have some sort of transition, and where we could at least accommodate a personality of Dembele. And I think with the fact that he has some capabilities on both of his feet, it's a promising thing that with him it means that he can be even used on the left, and then should we keep some of the attackers are currently at the club, you know, have some a certain way where he's slowly embedded into the team, and we have an opportunity to see what he can do. But I think right now, I think the way he probably fit into the team is you know, probably using him probably on the right mostly of the time, and then when it comes on to probably using other players, you probably see him use shifted to the left, and trying to use his right foot, because I think that's a capability that he has, and that is something that is um, admirable, because he has the ability, to use both his feet, even though he mostly does well on the left, on his left foot. So I think probably the right is probably the most ideal position. But I think based on the way he's performing, based on the fact that Tuchel is a fan of him, and he used to work with him, and he was able to to see the best of Dembele. I think probably would be key if he's able to find the best solution. But I do have my little reservations with it, because I think even with Pulisic, we've seen what happened with Pulisic. He hasn't really been
Mm-hmm.
playing much games, and even when he does play games, game after game, he doesn't really find it back of the net consistently. So I'm not really sure. It just depends on the the approach that's taken and if he's slowly embedded in, because it's going to take time, with him. I don't really think he's going to be starting immediately. I think he could slowly be brought in, given a few minutes, and then when he probably makes a name for himself or probably is ready to trust Dembele, maybe then we could see him. But I think right now, I think his role probably will be small in the beginning, and then depending on how Dembele does after that, I think probably that's when we probably see more of him.
Yeah, we'll see what
That's if
happens
he
again.
comes though. That's if he comes though.
That's yeah, exactly because you can't say for certain he's coming to us, and then but we have some factors that's made us look at it and say, okay, it looks like he may well come to us again. Tobago, you have anything to add to that before I move on?
Yeah, what I love about Ousmane Dembele, he's direct. He can take on players. So
And he doesn't
recently,
shy away from taking on players. He doesn't shy,
he,
no matter how many you are. If he's bent on progressing the ball and then putting in a crossing or whatever, or creating a chance, if you want to phrase it that way, he doesn't shy away from taking on his man. Go ahead.
yes, and then like recently, what we have been seeing from our taking players, like when they don't have a space or a plane, they pass the ball backwards, which
Mhm.
which sometimes like frustrate me. So having him will be a bonus for us because I know he will take one or two players and then he will create chances or spaces for his teammates. So let's wait and see. But I would love to have him.
Yeah, I hope he comes because we have to be truthful. Nothing is done until the player puts pen to paper. Again, the European window opens on the first of next month. Right now, the domestic window is open, which you can sign player to we can sign player from Premier League clubs. But we get to that. To me, I'd say it doesn't sound like we're serious about any player in the Premier League except for Declan Rice. But we'll get to that in a bit. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat and then I'll come back to the panel. And if you're watching, please look at it. This all these good people, nice people on the panel. Tobago, you can find them on Twitter. Titox, you can find them on Twitter. And of course, follow Just Perspective. Also, Matt Azivoli, you can find him on Twitter. But also, more importantly, go check out. I'll try to share the link to his channel very soon. Go check out Matt Zivoli's YouTube channel. Be sure to follow him. Do the same for Titox CFC. Be sure to follow them both and let them know I sent you. But like I said, I will share the link to their channels in a bit. I say it's realistic. We're close on signing. Yep, close is the term to use. You can't say anything is complete until the player puts pen to paper and the club he undergoes medical and is fit and there's nothing wrong with him and is healthy. He gets a clean bill of health, and then again you can say it's done. Again, good afternoon, Diokpa. Oh, songs. Is that what I think it means? Maybe, but let me know if you're trying to speak Hebrew. That would be nice to know. Again, Dumfries was second last night. Can we please not sign him? When you say he was second last night, can you explain what you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I did not watch the game. Some people are saying actually he did well, but we'll see. Dumfries has been linked with Man United, and he said he wants to go to
Who's Dumfries? Who's
Denzel
this?
Dumfries, Netherlands International.
Oh,
You're a bit confusing me
doesn't
here.
matter,
You're
man.
confusing me here a bit. The Undertaker CFC. Dumfries has been linked with Man United, and he said he wants to go to Man United. Okay, now I get it. So, which means definitely that may well be his preferred destination. I mean, I'm hearing that I'm hearing that Tottenham are also looking at him. And again, it just seemed as if uh, Inter Milan, it just seems as if they're shopping mall, and that's Chelsea's preferred place to shop at this point because we're linked to literally every Inter Milan player. There's none that you can talk about that and you haven't heard that Chelsea are linked with him. Gabriel Jesus has a great contract with Arsenal. That may well be the case. Again, says Kounde delete Ramagnoli and Buyamba, Kowo Silva are strong centre backs. Dembele, Ziyech, Bissouma, Kovacic, Kante, Gallagher, Mount, Lukaku, Pulisic, Werner, and Havertz. We'll see how many people obey. We'll see how many people there remains. Again, and how many we're able to bring in. I will say defender Koulibaly, Kalidou Koulibaly at Chelsea Football Club. That's a chance that happens. Again, we have an update for you, but we'll get to that. Again, let me see if there's anything to read here. Why is it taking so long to confirm our signings? How can you confirm signings when the European window isn't open yet? I don't know how you should be able to, I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to do that. If you're on the panel, if you think that's the case, please do let me know. I think we're talking with quite a lot of players, but the truth is, we didn't start on time as we usually do because we were under restrictions, and we've talked about it like a zillion times. So please, I think, yeah, be patient. I think the club will bring in players. I have a question. Do you think that the new management have given us 200 million to spend and transfer because we are missing out? And I don't think the font is the reason why we haven't announced any player. I've explained that before again. Except if we sign a player from the domestically or from the Premier League, we should be able to announce that player. But see, if the player if we're talking about outside England, then we'd have to wait for the European window to open to be able to announce the player, get them to put pen to paper and announce them. Again, regarding what you asked, 200 million to spend, again, I think it's going to be more than that. That was why when we first heard the rumors, we looked at it here on Chelsea Perspective, and we came to the conclusions that 200 million isn't going to be enough, except if the plan is to buy, that's including the two marquee signing that we heard that Todd Boehly has promised. So we came to the conclusions that if it is 200 million, how many good players are we going to be able to sign with 200 millions? Let me just put it to how many good known players, established players, are we going to be able to sign? We came to the conclusion that it wasn't going to be enough. And then we're hearing all the nonsense we've heard before, that the 200 million was going to be after sale of players. But now we're learning it's going to be 200 million plus, whatever we make from the sale of players. So we have quite a lot more to spend than just 200 million. I hope that answers the question. Undertaker says that just to do this every summer, never get the signings we want, even if the women team have two new players. Again, that counts for Chelsea signings, by the way. But the truth remains, the club are busy. The club are busy. They're doing quite a lot of business behind closed doors. They understand the situation. It would be stupid not to be hard at work at trying to bring in players, especially the defensive area. Matt, I don't know if you're well acquainted with what's his name, Petr interview, what he said about how busy this summer is going to be for Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't see it, but I heard the quote. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you understand that means they're really at work because he literally he says he lives on the phone.
It goes either way, and we've seen him on the phone. Yeah, exactly, he does. He lives on the phone. Even at the games, he's on the phone. Is that working with transfers, or is that just busy someone because of the takeover? Like, that could be two different things, but I think he could be hinting about the amount of transfer, but just the amount of work in general. Like, he has a club, he has to transfer over from an old to a new one, plus he has to do transfers, plus he has to do his own admin work. So he does have a lot of work to do. So I do agree with him. It is going to be a busy summer for him.
Yeah. Good. Ty, any? Do you want to say anything about what you think Petr comment, what it means?
I mean, there's been additional parts of it, and I mean, for people who are saying that they don't know if it means they have a lot of work to do regarding, the takeover with the settling in of new owners. But it's both of them, because there's been addition to it, and basically he's saying that there's a lot to happen at the club. Not only that, with new ownership, it becomes a bit difficult in terms of getting plans all together so quickly. It takes time, and also to become a stronger team again. So I mean, he's sounding a bit like a Donald Trump when you're speaking. So I mean, in a sense, but when you think about it's a case where he's saying that there's a lot that will be going on at the club in general. So both with signings and with the adjustments of new ownership.
Mm. How about you, Tobago? Anything to add to that?
Yeah, what Peter Cech said, it shows like Chelsea have a plan this summer, so we need to be patient until they announce the players, because like we can't say why Chelsea is not signing players, why this, why that. Remember, this is the new ownership. They need to settle in and
Mm-hmm.
check which plans they had for this summer, because like I'm sure Chelsea had a plans for this summer, but unfortunately, Roman is no longer here. The new owners need to be convinced and get along with these new ideas of getting players. So we need to be patient, guys. Let's wait and see. This is Chelsea.
Yeah, I think I'd say that's Peter Cech's of a way of calming, the Chelsea, calming the nerves. The Chelsea fans. I think he'd be following the whole thing that's
You
going
need
on.
more people like that.
Sorry.
You need more people like that. You need
Yeah,
more
exactly.
sport player, because he's a ex Chelsea player and he's a Chelsea fan too. So he'll make it a part of his duty to inform. It's like what he did with the Super League thing. He came out. He didn't have to come out, and the way he spoke, he didn't speak like it was for like PR reason to say, what, let's
Hmm.
just go out there and try to calm it down. He spoke from the perspective of, I understand the frustration. It's not a understandable thing to be happening, but you cannot be doing this because they were blocking off the thing. They were preventing a game from happening. So I mean, that's what you need, and that is why it's important to get football minded people in as well, because when you have business only, it just means that all they think about is business. Was how can we make money? How can we get profits? How can we
Hmm.
invest in this and get more from return? That is not going to help, because this is why it's important to have him around, and that is why Todd Boehly wants to keep him around as well, to be on the board, because he has a connection with fans, he has an understanding with fans, and you need more of that.
And when he speaks, we do listen. When Petr Cech speaks, the fans do listen. So, but with that, I want to continue. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat. Right now, we have 63 likes, while we have 157 people watching. Again, thank you for 63 likes, but we can do better than that. Keep liking the video. Just show your love to the channel. Show your love to the panel. You don't have to donate. Again, that's a way that helps the channel grow. The more the likes we have, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered, and more people will be reaching. The more people we have here, the more the fun the show will be. So just show you're happy that our club survived, you could say, the darkest moments, one of the darkest moments in our history, but we're here. And again, I can assure you we will be stronger and even better. So keep liking the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And something else that shows we just have to be patient here is from Liam Lynn. Says because Dembele is a free transfer, his signing cannot be announced until his contract with Barcelona is finished. So it should be July 1st, and it makes perfect sense because it's again, at this point, you could argue he's not in good terms with Barcelona. So if we risk anything, there's a chance we get sued or so. Things could just go wrong. Again, but that doesn't necessarily mean he will be coming to Chelsea, because it's still some other clubs who will still be trying. I think who understands his value, how talented he is. There's a chance PSG might still come in, but we have more of the chance to get him than any other club at this point. And thank you for that great comment there, Liam. It says, Vincent, do you think Dembele is too skinny for the Premier League? No, we've had even more skinnier in the Premier League who did better. You had Peter, who did well. Let me not say better. We had Peter Crouch. We had Juan Quacano. There are a few of them also. There's also, what's his name that played for Chelsea, the tallest. But you could say he's not too skinny anyway. But those two, Juan Quacano is a perfect example, and Peter Crouch is also another good example. So I don't think he is. I think the skinnier he is, the more he'd be able to get away from players, because he likes to take on players. He enjoys taking on players, if you want to phrase it that way. I says, how many players do you think Chelsea FC we get this transfer window? That's a difficult question. There's no way of telling. But you could say, given that we're losing about 4 defenders, and there's a chance also, because we can, no matter how we see it, we cannot categorically say that Marcos Alonso is on the list of players that's going to leave because he's still under contract with Chelsea. There's something, the way things could go, Chelsea may decide you're not going anywhere, and he's not gonna go because he's still under contract. Matt, did I make sense there?
With the transfer window, yeah, we're not really sure at the moment. It's 2, but we were all hoping for what, 5 or 6. So there's no really number towards it, but we're hoping
Mm-hmm.
for about 4 to 5.
How about the case of Marcos Alonso? There's a chance because the club will be cautious about letting players who are still under contract leave in case they don't get in all the players they want.
And I think
There's a
Tuchel's
chance
already doing that.
they say we're not letting you go now, but let
I
Tahid
don't think
leave on
he's
a free.
letting
But
Aspi go.
they have to weigh their options and see, okay, what's not to lose too much.
Yeah, and I think he's already doing that with Aspi. I think he's not letting Aspi go yet because we don't have a solution for the right wing back. But he's letting Alonso go because we've got Chua come back, and it possibly means
So
then we
you
can.
think Alonso leaves?
I think Alonso goes, but I think Aspi ends up staying because I don't think he wants to clear out Aspi yet. So I think Aspi stays for that extended contract year, and then I think he goes after that. But I don't think he goes this season. I think where you said now that we might not sign players there. We might not sign another centre back. We might not sign another wing back replacement. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Tuchel wants to keep him because I think he knows that we're not going to be signing some of these players to replace, example, Aspilicueta. So I think Aspi stays.
Ty, your thoughts? Yeah, the silence is killing us, Ty. It takes you like a year to get to your microphone. Are you okay?
I don't think he's here.
Okay, how about you? Are you
there we
there?
go.
Go ahead. Your thoughts. How many players do you think we're going to sign this window?
I'd probably say maybe, and this is probably considering player sales as well. Probably 5 or 6.
5 or 6 players. We'll see. How about you, Tobago? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Tobago, any thoughts on how many players you think would sign this window?
Yes, I agree with Ty. It will be 5 or 6 players.
Okay, I just remember the number you guys gave. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to try
Can you hear
quickly to
me?
catch up. Yeah, I heard you. I heard everything you said. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat and let's see what's going on there. Again, we've read that, we've addressed that. Don't get Sterling and Rice. They are not good for the club. Again, it's not up to us. And again, the fact you saying they are not good for the club is your opinion. I'm sure there are people on the panel who think Sterling will be good for the club or Rice. And again, we see things differently. But I get you. Yeah, you have every right to express yourself here and say what you feel is right. It was okay. Don't get Rice. He's so bad. Look at his form for England. Yeah, his form
I'm
for
sorry, you can't
England
use that,
doesn't.
man. You can't use that.
Yeah, you can't use that again. And let's be
Look,
honest
no,
here, the
if you're gonna
Undertaker.
use Rice, look, imagine Mason Mount. Mason Mount is so good for us, and when he plays
Mm,
for England, he's so poor. I mean, you can't
But
really,
for
you can't.
Rice, and when he's in England, he's going to be playing a similar position at same at Chelsea. He's not going to be having someone holding his hand. I don't like to use the aspect of England, but he
This
plays
food
in a
in your
position.
hand talk
He
again.
plays in a lone DM position at England. He plays horrible for England half the time.
Exactly. That's the thing.
yeah.
I'm saying you can't really use it
But yes, you can because if he
because
comes to Chelsea, he's going to be playing in a lone kind of DM role. He's not going to be having another sitting DM. Where at West Ham, he has him or Souček or Noble, and Souček's a DM as well. Noble is a DM as well. So he needs someone next to him. At England, he doesn't get that now because there's no Phillips. He has Ward
Mm,
Prowse next to him who he pushes up. Another one is it's Mount. So he doesn't have anyone that sits back with him and holds his hand. He has to be a big boy and do it himself, but he doesn't do it himself at England. And that's the position where he's going to be playing at Chelsea. He's going to be playing by himself in that stadium position.
oh, so you're basically saying something that I was saying a while back, and people were saying that I'm talking nonsense. I kept saying that,
That's been
and that
something.
is what.
I was saying it last year at the Euros. I was saying Phillips is holding his hand. It's the same situation. When Phillips was there, he was doing better because Phillips could sit back with him. But Phillips isn't there, and look how horrible he's been without Phillips because no one's holding his hand. He comes to Chelsea. The only player who he can play with is Jorginho. You put Kovacic there. You put anyone else there, he's not going to do well. He's going to flop. And we need to get players who fit our position.
I think we will get to that. I think we get time to talk about him. And Chizoba and one net David says, have Chelsea signed him? No, we haven't yet. We can't say that. Even if that is done, there's no way to tell until July 1st or a few days into next month. We'll find out. We need another striker. Lukaku has failed to score goals. Again, I wouldn't say we need another striker. We should be careful how we say that. We need a striker, another forward, exactly. That's a better way to say it, that will fit into Thomas Tuchel's preferred approach to the game, because it's a risk to just go and get another out-and-out striker, and then we end up finding out we've made another mistake. We've gotten another striker who all his life has played. He's just a goal scorer. He doesn't, get involved much in the play. And also all he does is wait for the ball to be across so that he can score. So again, good morning to my Chelsea family. Good morning to you, Ibans from Jamaica. Nice to see you here, my brother. I hope things are well. Says Jamaica, yeah. Says people don't always understand the countries with different opening of windows. Yes, the domestic window is open, but the European window opens July 1st. Is that correct? Yeah, I think it is. Thank you very much, Lee, for reiterating that. Yes, Lee, again, it says Dembele and Jesus will be good for the club. See, that's exactly opposite of what the other guy says, who says don't get Jesus, and who again he mentioned, I'm not sure. But again, we're all entitled to our opinions. And Lee says no to Sterling. Lee, can you elaborate? Tell us why you don't want Sterling. Why is it taking so long to wrap up Judge Kunde in deal? Indeed. I think the truth is the Kunde deal, I'm not sure what to say about it, but again, he's most likely to join Chelsea Football Club. That's all I can say for now. And please, on that, while we're at it, I want to ask you, please, if you're watching, take a second to like the video. We have 161 people watching, but we have just how many likes? We don't even have 70 likes yet. Let's shoot for 300 likes by the end of the show, and I'm sure we can do that. So please, thank you for 60 plus likes, but keep liking the video. The likes are important. You don't even need to donate. All I ask of you is please keep liking the video to help us reach more people. And more people will reach, the quicker we will get to 3K subscribers. So I appreciate all your support. But please keep liking the video. Again, says I agree. Says anything else? I could see Werner with his Gabriel Jesus walking. Werner always played in front to. Yep, he is better. Is better utilized when he plays as a second striker. Again, it remains to be seen whether Tuchel would do that. But we're hearing, again, that's me. If you think that's not the case, just let me know that Thomas Tuchel is willing to listen to offers for Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech. And I think, I don't know, I'm not sure if Christian Pulisic was in the list of those. I heard that he'd be willing to listen for offers. Is that the truth?
He's willing. He's willing to
listen to exactly. Offers, so, but then again, I think it all comes down to if he's able to get in new players, because if you can't get in new players, I don't see that happening. Again, if you haven't, keep liking the video, and analytics shows almost more than 80% to 90% of those that watch the Blue Morning Show haven't subscribed. Imagine if everybody that watches the show likes the video and subscribes, what will happen? Again, keep it going. And let me see what happened. ZDGNS, who said we are integrating farther back. Good question. I don't think Tuchel would do that. 523. Vincent, I will be very surprised if that's not announced as for 1st of July. Again, that's a big no to Sterling. Why are so many Chelsea players says a big no to Sterling? Again, for me, if you ask me, I'd say no too, but I have to explain why. If you said no, it'd be important to let us know why you think we should go for him. Yeah, go ahead if you want to quickly do that. Yeah, I'll try and catch up. Go ahead, later.
Yesterday, he missed a 2 yards chance. What is that?
Are you asking me what is that?
He does that quite
So,
often. I'm not gonna lie. He does it quite often.
We,
so what?
we, have, we have
It's not something new.
we have
You act
we
like
have
it's something
Van,
new. Why you act
Oh
like it's new?
my gosh. And he says, what is that? Just like a Nigerian would say, that's hilarious. So you're going to judge him based on that. Again,
how can you miss a 2 years chance, man? No.
here's, here's the thing.
Ask Werner that.
Here's the
Didn't
thing.
Werner miss one?
Even
He at
Werner,
least
we
cleared
have
the
That's
ball
why
off the
we're
line.
getting
look,
rid of Werner.
The man
Not
cleared the
trying to
ball
we
off
have
the line,
Werner
man.
and we add
Relax.
Sterling onto him. No, man.
Yeah, here's the thing,
He wasn't as
brothers.
bad as
Let's
people
be
making
honest.
it to
Again,
be. He just kind
even
it. Come on.
even we can say we like player A, player B, player C, player D. It all comes down to what Thomas Tuchel wants, no matter how we see it. You know, if Thomas Tuchel wants him, we could say all we want. The next thing now, we're supporting him. But that's by the way.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
think
try
he
and catch
wants
up with the
him.
chat. I'll come back to the panel in a bit. But I get your argument, Tobago. But everybody on the panel turned against you in this one. I hope you're still breathing. Are you okay, Tobago?
He feels sick.
Reborn. Look, guys, look. We have Werner, who's missing chance for fun, and then we add Sterling into that. Come on.
You never know, man. What we need to
We
do is
already have
just
Werner.
get him
Like,
tapping
there's no point
goals.
buying him
Ty,
again.
Tapping goals.
Ty, I know why you want Sterling. I know why you want
You
Sterling. You
don't know
told me.
why. You don't why. You don't know why.
All right,
You
let me
don't
catch
know.
up with the chat. And my brother Philip Smith here says, I think Chelsea are making a big mistake going for Dembele. He gets injured too much. Could be another
Huh?
bad move like Lukaku. Let him
How can he be a
just.
bad move like Lukaku?
He's entitled. He's
Lukaku is a snake.
entitled. Yeah, he's entitled to his opinion. Just let him go, Ty. Let him go. Again, I get your point. Some people are still concerned, but he hasn't been injured for quite some time right now. And that's the longest, I think you could say, one of the longest he's been without injury since he's joined Barcelona. Plus, a wife can kill you or make you better. In this case, it looks like his wife is making him better. He's not been injured for a while, and he started behaving as behaving better. Yeah,
Some
yeah.
actions are helping him too. That's why he's
Yeah,
not
so
injured.
so hi Liam, and fine, thank you, Lee. I see plus still not getting again. Everybody doesn't get it easily like that, I don't know the meaning of play, but I don't think we should just educate them whenever you can. And if you don't feel like talking about it, just forget it. It's that simple. People will still, even if you do this show 10 times a day, people will still come in here and still asking, why haven't we announced anybody? So the best thing it would be, if you want to respond, go ahead. If you don't want, just let them go. It's that simple. Blues, yes, it's getting annoying now, repeating the same thing every day. Yeah, again, you just have to respond or just let them, express themselves and you go your way. You don't have to respond. We should sign Alessandro Martinez, the lead, and Jules Kunde. Yeah, your opinion. Again, big up everyone in the chat. Big up to you too, Bobby. Nice to see you here. Sorry, it's a bad mistake. Again, it's your opinion. He's good. We need him. You see, Igwe Niger says he's good. We need him. Again, it depends on who you ask. A question to all: would you take Kounde first or delete a first? Wow. I think I just see something we have to talk about here. It is a delicious question indeed. And again, I'm seeing quite a lot of input in the chat. There's a chance I might skip a few just to catch up because I'm the only person here and I don't have a studio engineer. And if I skip your chat, apologies. Now, Ty, let me start you with this one. Your thoughts, Ty. Again, this question here, because there's a chance we just we talk about it like if we snap our fingers, we get them both. There's a chance we're able to get just one. So who would you take?
Kounde, because he's cheaper and he's more versatile. Well, I know Ligt can play as a midfielder as well, but Kounde is more versatile when it comes onto the right side because I think and he's cheaper as well. It's cheaper than going for Ligt. I mean, you're saying that there's already a possibility we can only get one, and in that case, I think it's more ideal to go for Kounde for two reasons. Because, like I said, he's cheaper, and he is desperate to join Chelsea. He's been desperate since last season to join Chelsea, and the lit right now, the only reason why it looks as if the way it looks right now, he was open to joining early in the last season. But I mean, the reason why the situation is the way it is now is because he has been communicating with Juventus that they should, you know, reduce the release clause, offer him a contract and reduce the release clause. So I think in that case, getting Kounde would probably be the more ideal situation because he's interested in coming to the club, and I mean he has the abilities that we need on that right hand side, and I mean you can always find cheaper options for what Ligt is. And Ligt is a ball player defender, probably would be a suitor as a silver replacement, but you have other players out there who, and even have homegrown players out there that can actually do that role. So I think probably Kounde is the more ideal one because we don't really have that type of personality at the club other than Chalobah.
Hmm. Your thoughts, Tavago?
I, I'll rather seal the Kunde deal first because like we've been talking with him sometime, so we need to wrap it up and then we'll see a direct target. And also, delete is not cheap, so we need to be careful on bringing delete
No,
again. So
looking beyond the transfer fee. In terms of what they bring to the team, which of the two players would you prefer go for first?
delete.
Why? Can you tell me why?
I remember the time he was playing for Ajax. He was a captain, and he commanding his teammates, and he's so good on the ball. So again, we need leaders. As we talk almost all the time, we need leaders, players that will be leaders. So already have that him on his pocket. So him becoming a leader will be good for us.
Hmm. Matt,
Yes.
how about you?
I think it's Kunde no brainer. I mean, I think Dilig's a great player too, but Kunde's just been a much better player. Like he's been there, he's been the star player for Sevilla and for France. Dilig's barely made a massive impact for Juventus. I think he's done decent, but I don't think he's made the media as the star. If you get what I mean, he hasn't been the star of Juventus, and I like my players to kind of be the outlier in the when they make an impact. And Delik's a great player. I wouldn't mind him if if realistically he'll be a bit cheaper. But out of these two people, I would rather Kunde right now. I think Kunde is going to come in. I think he's going to kill the Premier League.
Let me ask you, which of the two players, if they come in, solves the problem we have immediately?
I think Kunde, because Kunde can play right centre back, and we can test him as a right wing back, so we can have backup there. And I think he fills in the spot of a Rudiger, where he can push the ball up more, and he has a much better shot than Rudiger. Even though it's not good, it's still better. So I think he solves a lot more problems. I think they both solve their own problems, But I think right now we need someone to come in and fill in the spots we're missing, not add new spots. And we need to
Yeah,
fill in the
again,
spots
I agree with you.
Kunde.
Yeah, I agree with you because that makes Kunde, the top choice out of that. But this is such a delicious question. I'm going to highlight it. I think
Tobago
it
has
makes.
been outnumbered today.
Sorry.
Tobago has been outnumbered today
Yeah, he has. He's lost two arguments now.
consecutively.
Yeah, and if he loses another one, we're going to kick him out of the panel. Yeah, but Ty, but Ty, have you answered this question?
Yeah, I was actually the first person.
Oh yeah. I think the obvious choice, not because not necessarily for me because he's a better player. I think you could say because he solves a problem that we have, which is we're looking for the right, a specialized right center back player, and he can also operate as a right wing back man, which means we have a competition for resumes immediately if we want to. Again, yeah, I think I'd take Kunde over Delete, and I think people in the chat are also agreeing. So quickly, I'm coming back to the chat, but there's a chance I skip a whole lot of stuff just to catch up and then come back to the panel so we can talk about Koulibaly. But if I find any other delicious question, we'll talk about it most definitely. Here now says Kunde again. That's King Mayo, writing it in the chat. I think the people in the chat also agreed with most of the panel that is Kounde. And again, I says Kounde, he says, good work, brother man. I am enjoying from Namibia, but Tuchel must have fixed Rudiger's position and cover up Thiago Silva center too before moving to other positions. Again, yeah, for obvious reasons. And again, nice to see you here, Joseph Inani. It's been a while. I hope things are good on your end. Here's the thing. For obvious reason, the defensive area will be the club's priority. Yeah, but they can. I think they have enough resources in terms of people or personnel, if you prefer, to be looking at all the players at the same time. I think it will only make sense if they do it that way, so that if there's a chance to complete in those, they do it. But I think the priority will be definitely the defensive area. Again, that's a chance we're not going to lose too many players in the attacking area and the midfield area, because the club will only let them go if they're able to bring in players. Again, and that's my argument. Says delete. Yeah, just take. What's his name? Says Armenian American Lion. Nice to see you here again. I like that. I like your name. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. This is your first time here, and please keep liking the video, guys. I think we're closing in. We're close to 100 likes. Just 5 more likes to reach 100 likes. And if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for already all 95 likes. Kounde, for me, just to get in announced, the Ligt will take time. How about the fact, what problem does he solve? If the Ligt comes in, does he solve any problem immediately for us? That's the reason I'm choosing one at this point, and it's Kounde. I'm not choosing him because he's a better player. No, because I think you can argue he's a specialized right centre-back player, which means I think he'd solve a problem for us immediately. Plus, he gives what's his name again? Reece James some competition there. And Bobby says, I have tried to pull back a little from transfers, too much undecided yet. So it's rather frustrating. It can be frustrating, but be rest assured. And remember, I told you this. Remember, True Blue has said it. Or remember, Liam Lane have said it. Remember, Lee have said it. And so many other people on the panel. We're fine. Believe me, we're fine. The club is probably well and truly at work behind the scenes. And Petr Cech has, what other hints do you need? He's given us some hint. He's giving us some hints that we're really looking at players. But but the only thing I'm seeing here, that's a chance. There are players that will come in that we didn't even think the club will be talking with. And again, before I continue, I want to let people know that I'm limiting the number of people that I have at the same time on the panel, so that things can be easily controlled and we can be organized. Again, Chelsea needs someone who can score goals. He can do that. It gets injured way too often. He cannot do that. He said that has changed. Again, we've seen people who's also found themselves in similar situation. A prime example is Arjen Robben. But after leaving Chelsea, he became, he hardly get injured. And again, the rest is history. I think it looks like Ousmane Dembele, again, I'm going to repeat myself, marriage has changed everything for him. I think he hasn't been injured for a while. Long may that continue. And I think maybe Thomas Tuchel knows how to help him manage his fitness in terms of him not being injured. But we'll see. I know, my people, again, can you please take a second, let us know where you're watching the show from. We want to know how far we're reaching people. That encourages us. Again, Kingsley, okay, this is just more like a conversation between two people here. Okay, I'll see if anybody leaves the panel. I would do that. Lukaku did. We again in Chelsea history, you can judge his current form in Barca. Okay, I don't think I understand what you're saying, probably because of some mistakes there as your device tries to help you, type. Thinking 3-5-2 with a proper DM. Okay, and the 8 in front, wing backs in James Chilwell supporting the front two, like when he had Essien, Ballack, and Lampard in the middle, so to speak. Let's see what he does. There's a chance he doesn't change. We can't even make offers to the club. Yep, that was when we were still under restrictions. Or you saying now, because it looks like you understand the process better than I do. So please help educate us here. And yes, people keep liking, just 2 more likes to get to 100 likes. and also keep subscribing to the channel if you haven't. Please, that will go a long way. Let's see what we have here. It says, big up Coachila, big up the panel, big up to the chat. Nice to see you back here. Deals CFC. True Blue says, we already have wingers, not using wingers. Yep, I don't know. We shouldn't be going for wingers. We're using wingers as number 8, and that doesn't help their case. Again, if anybody thinks Dembele will be anything different, is deluded. Low back English defense will eat him up. I hope that doesn't happen. I still think he does well, because if you followed him, it doesn't matter how tight up close you are to him. He enjoys taking on players. I think he would do well. City announced Haaland. Oh, nice to see. They paid a fee with the club. Let's see. Dembele will be on the treatment table most of the time. You think? Okay, you and I have a bet. We'll see what happens. That's what Chelsea do every season. There will be a good number of players. Chelsea link. Calm down, people. Mavis TV1, we will be okay. Just remember, I told you that we will be just okay. There's no need to keep complaining. We'll be fine, okay? Another day, another Chelsea fan complaining about transfers. No patience. Thank you very much. That's another delicious comment, and I do like that. I like the idea of the goalkeeper, Gaga Slonina. I haven't actually researched him to see how good he is. But then again, he becomes one of those that you say, okay, he's helping us in the U.S. market, and that it will be no different. His story will be no different from that of it will be no different from that of Christian Pulisic, who means he was more than just a footballer for Chelsea. Again, but we'll see. I don't know how good he is without research him. No Jesus, no magic says. We'll see what happens. It's not up to us. If the manager wants him, we're definitely getting him, whether the fans like it or not. Rafinha is a good player for Chelsea. Will be a good player for Chelsea. Will be. Rephrase that. Again, Dembele remains a Barcelona player till June 30th. Thank you again for saying that. I don't know how much people smash that like button, says Gav Hurts. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here. And Lee says, Dembele might not even pass his medical. I think you're looking for my trouble now. Let's please not be pessimistic here. International transfer window opens July 1st. Thank you very much for that. Mavis TV Media linked does not mean we're looking. Yep, that's the truth. You mean nothing like Werner, Havertz, against Sa, Mendy, etc. Again, just for Tobago, no Sterling. It's okay. He's a winger. Also, he's fast like a cheetah. Nice way to phrase it, and has amazing skills. He's good with his feet, really. We must say that. Which players Chelsea want to leave? Freeman, I truly do not know. I think at this point, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm coming back to the panel, because if I continue reading the chat, there's a chance I will not get done until the show is done. But I'll try my best to highlight everyone. I think I've seen my friend and brother, Couch Critic, in the chat. Quite a few people, I haven't caught up with what they've added to the chat, but I will check them up. Now, coming back to the panel, let's talk about let's talk about Kalidou Koulibaly, and I'll start with you, Matt. What are the chances of us getting him? Okay, Matt did send a message saying he's coming. Probably he's left his desk. So Ty, let me start with you. Or have you all slept off? Are you there, Ty?
I've woken up a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, good. So go ahead. Tell us what you think about our pursuit of Kalidou Koulibaly. Do you think it will happen?
I think it's 50-50, because we've seen that his price, I guess, drop. So it's something the club will be looking into, especially considering his age, considering the experience that he has. So I think maybe he may be considered. The thing is, with that, I think it's a case of who comes in for him, because I think that some other clubs will be in for him. I think although Barcelona are in for him, I don't know. I don't think it's feasible for them to get him. So
and just quickly, Ty, I'm going to end the poll. I think 73% of the people in the chat say they want Kounde, and only 26% say they want Ligt. So go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, so I think there are some clubs in for him. I think United are back in for him. Uh, do have some other English teams also in for him. So I think
Mm.
it's a case where it's 50-50 with him. It depends on if we're able to get a point across. Obviously, we've heard that Tuchel is in Italy. I know that that doesn't really
Oh, Ty
mean
just
much.
stole what I wanted to talk about. But go ahead, brother. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No, just go ahead. I'm kidding.
oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
All right. So because of that, you never know. It could be to negotiate with certain players, and maybe one of those players is probably Koulibaly. So I mean, it depends on it though. There could be other players who are currently in Italy. So you never know. Maybe he's actually on holiday, trying to rekindle his family relationship. So you never know. But I think it's 50-50.
Yeah. How about you, Tobago? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So your thoughts are about our pursuit of Kalidou Koulibaly. Do you think it's possible?
Yes, I think it's possible. Remember, his contract is I mean he left with 1 year contract. So for Napoli to keep him, I don't think they will keep him. They need money to fund something for him. So again, we lost Rudiger. Unfortunately, you can't get another Rudiger, but he will be a
Mm.
good fit for us. Remember, this guy is physical, he's a leader, and he have a lot of experience. So having him will be a bonus for us, and then no need to be worried about conceding a lot of goals coming to the next season, because like this guy's a beast, man.
Yeah, I think he's a finer player. That's the way I like to put it. Again, I'm going to try to explain. Matt, let me know when you're back so that I can get your thoughts before I move on. And again, people, please keep liking the video. And I want to say thank you. Thank you. I'd be great. I'd be, you know, how do I phrase it? I'm not arrogant. I'd be, that is, it'd be wrong not to say thank you because we're already at 104 likes. Yes, we're shooting for 300 likes today, and we can actually do that. So please, if you haven't liked the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I'm going to say this anyway. My analytics show that over 80% to 90% of those that watch the Blue Morning Show hasn't subscribed. I know some people takes a while, see if this is what they're going to like, but please just like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. That will go a long way. Thank you very much for that. Now, here's why I think the Koulibaly deal, I think it's going to work. But the truth is, we have to move quick if we're really interested in him, because we're not going to be the only one looking at him, given how good he is. Now, first of all, like Tobago already said, he has just 1 year left on his contract. Yep. And it's told Napoli he wants to leave. That's two things. There are other stuff also I want to show you on the screen soon. Again, plus the rumors that he wants to go to Barcelona, I don't think it makes any sort of sense. Because Barcelona really, there are ways they can raise money, but I don't think they'd have enough to sign him and give him what Chelsea has already offered them, or offered the man. We've offered them nearly 200K a week. Now, Barcelona, we're hearing, I'm not sure how truthful that is, they're asking their players to take a pay cut. And again, that begs the question, how are they going to accommodate the new signings and how much are they willing to pay them? So as we've already offered nearly 200K a week, I think he does us because the truth remains, it is business for these players after all. But that's, by the way, I want us to look at something that's on the screen here. Those are some factors. Here's another factor here. This from Football Italia, and it's important to check the dates. And this was just how many days ago? 3 days ago. So it's still relevant. It says, according to Sky Sports Italia, Napoli have failed to agree a new contract with Kalidou Koulibaly, so he will either be sold this summer or leave on a free as a free agent next year. Now that complicates the situation for Napoli. Yes, the Napoli owner is a very difficult man in terms of that. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but when it comes to him selling players to you, he hardly loses. The truth is, even though Koulibaly has just 1 year left on his contract, I think he's still be asking for quite a lot of money. That's just who the man is, and he never changed. He hasn't changed since I've known him. So now, but the fact that he's refused to renew his stay at the club, now there's a chance he leaves on a free. So even though the Laurentiis, I think that's his name, is a very difficult man to deal with, I don't think he would risk losing him on a free. So that's another big factor that increases the possibility of us getting Koulibaly. Now, this is another one here. Okay, that's not the Koulibaly story. I have another one that I wanted us to look at, but I think I've lost it. But that's, by the way, those are the points. Plus, also, we've reached out. According to what's out there, we've reached out to him. And again, I don't think Barcelona will be able to offer him how much we're willing to pay him. Matt, coming to you, how possible do you think it's really possible that we can get Koulibaly to join us?
Yeah, I mean, 1 year left in his contract. Like you just said before, like possibly his agent is a bit of a shifty guy, but I think we can kind of get past it because it is a last year contract. You know, that's the reason why he's been stuck at Napoli. You know, because since what I remember 2016 when people like Liverpool were interested in him. You know, come 2018, United, Tottenham, you know, City, everyone was kind of interested in this man because he was valued at 80 million. No one pursued to buy him. But this is the season where we can get him possibly cheap. But if cheap means 20 million, 25, are Chelsea willing to pay that? You know, because right now I think our fans are looking at it as a 10 million transfer fee. And we don't know a fee yet, but that's kind of his
10
value.
million
Everyone's
for
assuming.
who?
Koulibaly. That's what everyone's assuming his fee will be because of his 1 year contract left. I think it'll be around 15 to 20. I don't think it should be higher than that because, yeah, he only has 1 year in his contract and he's 30. And this season, he was good this season, but he didn't, you know, have any trophies to show or value his price higher. You know, his price is dropping because of his age. So it should be about 20 million with that 1 year contract left. So I think we should definitely be going there. And this will put Marina to the test. You know, people say Marina's the best at haggling and transfers and this and that. So let's see if she can do it because this might be her last transfer window here. So hopefully she can do it and get him in. Because, you know, people claim she has the magic. So let's see if she can bring him in for a cheap price.
She does have the magic. Is she
I
perfect?
hear
No.
bias in his voice.
Yeah, but great comment there, Matt.
If she does,
do you
if she
really
does,
think?
then
Let
we'll
me
see
ask
it.
you this: do you really think we can get him for 10 to 15 million?
Well, if the Marina does her job, then we can, you know, because everyone claims she's some magician. But I think we can possibly. It again, as you said, it's his agent. A normal fee would be 15 to 20 million, but plus this guy's agent might be 30, 35. But no one knows. No one, I'm just giving you kind of example what I would assume his price to be. But it could possibly change. It definitely will probably change. But we'll have to find out soon when an article or something comes out because of that.
Let me go ahead. You wanted to say something, anybody?
I wanted to say that I feel like he may struggle.
That it can be a struggle. Why do you think so?
You know what I mean? He may struggle if he comes in.
Why do you think so?
Because and I know people say that you can't really judge players off compilations, but for me, I've watched him a lot. Some of the tackles that he makes, those are risky. He slides in, tries to intercept the ball, tries to deflect it, and then sometimes he takes on the player. So I'm not really sure about that. He has the pace. He's good aerially, but I feel like he could struggle in the beginning because I think it's a case where he has this vibe where he will just if a player gets past him, he'll run, he'll make a tackle, and make it go for a throw. So I have my little concerns there. It just seems as if he
So
may come in and
overall, you're saying he's a reckless tackler.
sometimes, yeah, he makes some rash tackles. It's like sorry.
Hmm. Okay, we'll see what happens. I think that's a point. Maybe you're right. We'll see. And I think here's where what True Blue says here. I think that's what's going to happen. That's a chance. Yeah, we add 7 players to the team, but it may well be signed for Enrico 3. I think that would be a good solution because we could say if you look at the players we have out on loan, you can say we have a 3 up to 3, 4 good enough to be part of the team squad. If you want to phrase it that way, yes, Graham Robinson, but didn't have any problems. Again, it says Rice will play DM with Ampadu at Chelsea Football Club. Tobago, sorry, have you spoken about Koulibaly?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you very much. It says here, so Kante and Kovacic don't hold J5 hands. Again, somebody said something about holding hands. You should talk about it.
That was
It was
Matt.
me, but
I think people get the wrong impression though.
I don't know if people understand what the holding hands mean, but holding hands means a top midfielder holding another player's midfielder to support them. Jorginho does not need his hand held. He's the player who actually holds other people's hands. If you say, I'm not saying he does that, but he is the main midfielder. You take him out of that team, and you'll see how shocking we've done. Remember, him and our team, he's only lost 6 Premier League games in the last 43 games he's played. So that shows who's the real glue.
Yeah. Now, thank you for responding to that. And the Phantom says was taught to like, so you still didn't win anything today. You came, Todd. I think Lem was the first person. Nice to see you here, brother. I hope you're doing what he says. He's driving home. And again, we have who do we have here? We have we have Bobby Smoke is going to say Kounde deal cannot be announced till July 1st. I think Liam has said that 1,000 times yesterday. True Blue also. And I think Lee also did say that yesterday. Jules Kunde deal is 90% done. Today, Jules Kunde deal is 91% done.
Don't worry. By this rate, you'll be done. You'll be done.
Yeah, at least we're making progress. We're really making progress. July 1st.
every day.
So 1% per day.
In 9 days, we get him in.
Yeah. So it's we're making progress. So Floyd. You see, good comment, but that's a good comment anyway. Afternoon, peeps. Kristen David, nice to see you, brother. It's been a while. I hope things are good on your end. Brian hosting Shaldo Kalinda Jr. What a beautiful name that is. A long one indeed. Give me these players, and I will be happy. Koulibaly, Kounde, Dembele. Okay, don't worry. I'll take a break, and I'll give Todd Boehly a call and let him know, look at what Brian Jr. wants you to do. Maybe he does it for you, but we will see. The list starts 12 days. The league starts 12 days after we get back from the U.S. tour. If all our business is done by the time we stand a chance, we must manage our expectations because what we're able to do next season, whether we like it or not, comes down to how much change we make to the team and how strategic we are about it. It is that simple. Says Pulisic is not going anywhere. I think that may well be the case. It means he's just, again, we've talked about it on this show.
That is foolish.
Yeah, he's more than just a footballer for the club. And again, saying he's good for the ads, again, that's another way to put it.
That's not going to be a reason he stays. If he stays,
he says, first of all, he's a good footballer. Yeah, Ty, I agree with you. He's a good footballer, and he's a big game player anyway, no matter how you argue that. Plus, I think if you heard his statements, I think it was after a U.S. game where he says he's happy, something similar to he's happy to stay. He's just looking for more game time. He's looking for the future, looking forward to the future at Chelsea Football Club. And plus, him saying the new owners are good people shows that he's probably have spoken with them. Yes, we know they had a meeting as a group, but that's a chance they've spoken in private because he's an American. And again, that's we don't want perhaps flops. You could argue that. And who was it that argued the other day? Why are we taking away Manchester City's wage bill from them so that they can accommodate? Was it Chelsea the Kingslayer that said that so that they can accommodate Raheem Sterling? Again, that comment does make a whole lot of sense. And please keep liking the video. And thank you for 114 likes. Let's try and shoot for 300 likes today. Please keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the show. It says, Bobby, save your energy myself. Yeah, well, really, really, really impatient. And here's my brother. Yeah, I saw your comment from 1,000 miles, but I have too many comments to catch up with, and I'll try my best to reach out to everybody. But then again, if you haven't, please do take a second, go check out Couch Critic YouTube channel. Great content, great analytical football mind, and be sure to subscribe. And also on the panel, I have some brothers here who also they do have channels. That's Matt Zivoli from Zivoli YouTube channel. Be sure to go check out his channel. If you want to check out his content first, but believe me, you will not be disappointed. Do subscribe. Same also for Thai Talk CFC. He has a YouTube channel, great content also. Please check out his content and do subscribe to his channel. I'd really appreciate that. Again, let me try and catch up here. Again, they having some conversation there. Coach, I did with my text about Werner. Yeah, thank you, Lee, for that. Getting Dembele is a great deal for free. And remember, he's not playing every game. Dembele is someone who taken his players and haven't had a winger like that since William Hazard and Pedro. Again, yep, winger, the word winger, keyword winger, then we don't play wingers. Why are we, again, how is this going to work since we've learned that the manager isn't looking to change the system? Yeah, that's a question we'll have to answer. And the way he, the application of his 3-at-the-back system, the wing backs become the wingers. There's no even, I don't know how else to explain this, but I'm getting tired of trying to explain it anyway, but I know you get the point. I say Sterling is not coming to Chelsea. That's facts. That may well be the case. No, I wouldn't say, I shouldn't say facts. Again, that's your opinion. We cannot
just
be
hope
sure.
he doesn't come.
What if Tuchel wants him?
If Tuchel wants him, then what can we do? We
Well,
can't go against the wind.
He doesn't want him. He doesn't want him anyway.
I said
But
what
again,
if. I didn't say he doesn't say what if.
If he wants him, then he comes, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, but that's by the way. Big up to you too, brother. I'm going to skip quite a lot and try to read some. Says everyone needs to let go of this. We are buying rejects. Listen, if the players fit the system for the better, just get them. Grow up. Yeah, you grow up too. I get your argument, but yeah, you need to grow up too. We all need to grow up and learn to be patient. Again, that's a big problem if we're looking at wingers and the manager isn't willing to change the system to accommodate wingers. It just doesn't make sense. Omar Donk, and understand if you're not there in time, the ball will pass you. You will not make a proper contact with it. Look at it again, bros. That makes perfect sense. Again, that is some delicious comment. The listo, Simon Mwanza, the Ligt, he wants the Ligt again. Couch Critic, again, this is just people saying hi. Now, I'm going to come back to the panel. I am way far too behind. I don't think I'll be able to catch up with the chat, but I'll try the best I can. And as soon as possible, we'll bring in a studio engineer. Now, coming back to the panel, I think we can all agree that's a chance Kalidou Koulibaly joins us. And that's because, from what we're hearing, we may probably have made the better offer. We're not sure what Barcelona have offered him, but I think we may have made the better offer. And if that's the case, he may well, join us come July 1st. But we'll see what happens. Now, let's talk about Denzel Dumfries. We agree that Dusan Sterling plays in the same position, and you could argue he's as good. Some say he's as good as Dumfries. I'm not sure that's the truth, but I think he's a good player, and I don't know how truthful what we've been hearing from Chelsea content creators that Tuchel wants him back. I'll start with you, Declan. Your thoughts? Do you think we should even be looking at Denzel Dumfries, or you think we should bring back Dusan Sterling?
Pick up here, bro. I really came here just to kind of rip on Matt, but I guess I'll give my views on Dumfries as well.
If you didn't start like that, I'd ask you for your ID, but go ahead.
Declan, thank you, man. Thank you. You're a lifesaver.
Go ahead, Declan.
I think both should come back. Or sorry, not come back. Said De Jong should come back, and Dumfries. Dumfries was connected to the Lukaku deal. So if it means getting Dumfries to get rid of Lukaku, if that's the only way Inter could make it happen, yeah, why not? He can play the system, even if he has to play behind Reece James. I'm not sure if someone mentioned he can play both sides. I don't think he can. I think he's only on the right.
Oh, you mean Dumfries?
Yeah, Dumfries.
I think his specialty is on the right, and I think I actually did a video with Tyrone Sachdeva where we talked about his position. And I think it was a scouting for Chelsea episode. But go ahead.
Yeah, if it means to get the Lukaku deal over the line, why not? I mean, he'd be someone that can play the system, and then Reece James can sometimes cover in the right centre back role when we need to, because that's where we actually need players at the moment. I mean, if Inter, I mean, the reason Dumfries came out when I read that article is that they were saying that Inter are trying to keep Bastoni. I forgot the other player, defender. Basically,
Skriniar.
Yeah, Skriniar, and I think there was one more, Martinez. So their priority was to keep these three players. They reckon. If Inter are in such a financial position, I don't know how they can keep all their best players. I think we should test all their players that we want before we get to Dumfries. Dumfries is the only one they're willing to let go. I think the same way we bought Lukaku because they said Lukaku wasn't for sale. I think we should go for some of the other players.
Again, the question is which of the players would they want to sell? They want money. Yeah. They want money, really. And the question remains which of these players also will fetch them enough money, to balance the books and have, I think it was 50 million or plus in profit, we could do a multi-deal. Because I think if the rumors are true, maybe we are after multiple players. So we could give them Lukaku, we could give them cash as well, and we could take multiple players off their hands that if we're interested in. Which I know we're linked to so many players, but we could take more than one player. Here's what I want to ask again. Go ahead, Ty. You wanted to say something?
I have bad news for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Denzel Dumfries was okay. So here's something that I was told. Chelsea are close to getting Lukaku to go on loan with Inter. However, there's a setback because they tried to insert Dumfries coming to Chelsea into it, and Inter said no.
Yep. Look at this from on the 9 says Denzel Dumfries is the most likely player to be included in Chelsea deal with Inter Milan for Romelu Lukaku. I'm going to ask this. We still owe them money, right? And we want a player from them. How does that work if everything it's being bundled with the Lukaku deal? It's just that confuses me even
off
further.
The money we owe them.
I don't understand that. We're taking a player from them. So we
they'll
should
have
owe
to
them
pay for the
even
loan
more
deal, which you can mark off the debt we owe them, and then we pay them for the player we get off them. Which, at the end of the day, doesn't. Whichever way you look at it, it's coming out of the money we owe
them. But we still have to pay them because it's 50%
of Lukaku's wage.
Yeah, it's 50%. So
I'm hearing that
we're not paying. He's taking a pay cut.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying 50%.
Chelsea's not paying that.
That's what I'm saying. There's not a solution other than that because it's still gonna come back to the fact that we owe them money.
Again, remember, I told you, coach, yesterday. Like the Lukaku deal is more complicated. Like if Inter if Inter says we're not willing to take Lukaku, what will we do, man? So we also
He can go
our
anywhere else,
owners.
but look, if Lukaku wants to make it happen, this is what was detailed, and this is what he did for Man United too. So Lukaku takes a pay cut, right? Goes on loan, right? Inter pay the pay cut wages, right? And they give us a fee on the loan, right? Now Chelsea might want to probably the difficult obligation to buy, or whether an option to buy, or whatever it is. That's going to be the last resort. If it's complicated to sell it to them and they need another year, then they give us a fee to loan him for a year. If he does great there, they're going to push to buy him for a certain price. But regardless, we get him off the books. And Lukaku earns for 1 year a low wage till they can figure out what to do. That's what I feel will most likely happen. When it comes to Dumfries, we buy Dumfries off him maybe at a higher price. It's like a helping hand. But we get
Let me ask this. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this. If we really, why are we prioritizing Dumfries when we're losing a striker? And there's no chance. We don't know of any new striker coming in. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, all the Inter rumors stem from Lukaku. So Lukaku going to Inter, and how they're going to fund it, and then they're going, oh well, Chelsea are going to buy so and so player. Everyone says Inter needs money, and that's why they feel that their players up for grabs, and people have linked Dumfries and a whole bunch of other players to us, just because from Lukaku, just to make it happen. I think what I described as a loan deal, I think that's what happened in the end. I'll be surprised if they come out and pay a big fee. That'd be great. But I think at the end of the day, I think a loan will happen to get Lukaku out.
Yeah. Again, that's hilarious. I've been getting some abuse in my inbox, and again, I think that does it for me. But that's fine. I don't want to talk about who. Again, California. This is people telling me where they're joining from. Jules says Brixton. I don't know where that is, but that's fine. Wherever you're joining from. And Lee, I know you were going to say something like this. He says Neptune. Neat Blue says Matt. Again, nice to see.
I believe that.
I'm going to do something here quickly. Yep. Let me do something quickly here. I'm going to do something quickly here. Yes. I love people, but I'm not into butt licking. Okay, now here it says people are delusional if they don't think our wingbacks win invent with our wingers, with right players. Again, with the right players, you're able to, but then again, just simplify things to make it easier on players. If you ask me, Kounde close to signing a contract extension. Yeah, you did that quite well. To you, it is more, it's suspense, but I get it. I'm going to skip quite a few. I've seen, did I see anybody saying where they're from? California. Says Chelsea the Kingslayer, fellow American. Nice to see you here. Brilliant. You're always welcome. So let's come back to the panel. Here's the question I have now. Why aren't we trying to see if we can get Lautaro Martinez? Because they want money. Or even Skriniar, who'd be able to play on the left-hand side. Because on the right-hand side, you could argue we're good. Why do I say that? Kounde can also play in the right wing-back position. He can also play. He's primarily, deployed in the right center-back position. So when he isn't playing there, when he isn't playing in the right center-back position, and if we have any issues in the right wing-back position, he can occupy that position for us. So why are we even looking at, Denzel Dumfries? Why we've heard also that Duchenstein will be coming back.
We still need someone for the right centre back, don't we? The right wing back, don't we?
Who?
We still need someone for the right wing back role, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Duchenstein, we heard, is coming back. Tuchel likes him, but that's hearsay. So since Kounde can also fulfill that role very well, why aren't we prioritizing, trying to get a Martinez from Inter, since we'll be losing a striker.
Because Martinez re-signed when Lukaku left, and I think Martinez is key in Lukaku's return. I think it's the combination that made him really good. That's what they see. So getting rid of Martinez they might be missing that type of striker unless they give us Martinez and sign Dybala on a free, and they expect Dybala to do that job. Yeah, then I can see that too. But I think our striker is probably going to come from somewhere else, or our attacking player. But bro, we still, like I said, the Dumfries is not bad. We still need someone on the right. Baby, Dijon Sterling, I thought did really good in the preseason too. I'd like to see him again too. But whoever, when you think about how many players we need, it's pretty crazy. It's not just Dumfries centre back. Like we need right, left and right. Backup wing backs. I don't even know who else is going to. I still think Ziyech is going to push for a move. I think we need more attackers than we think.
Again, we'll talk about that. Just to address something here, Nick Blue, he said he's limiting until somebody drops out. He might not send you. Send them a Twitter, as simple as that. And I added Declan, we became 5. I said, okay, maybe I would do it 6, but the next minute, okay, Nick Blue is my inbox, releasing all sorts of nonsense, and I think I'm fed up. It's as simple as that. That's who I am. I'm going to repeat myself. I love people. I respect people. I can take crap, but how else do I phrase it? The best way to say is that I'm not into butt licking. It's as simple as that. And I've gotten to the end of the nonsense. I hate dealing with it. And I don't want to get pissed off because it will affect my performance on the panel here. But that, by the way, I says he was brilliant in the AFCON. He would provide a good amount of experience and be a great understudy for Levi Colwell. Who is he talking about?
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly. Yeah. I think he's a good player. Again, says...
Wait, what? I just realized. So you're saying Colwell is the starter and Koulibaly's the understudy?
No, probably mixed up the sentence. You should know that. Give people a chance.
No, Coachila.
I'm just
Chelsea fans,
I'm just winding
up. Probably would say that. They probably would say that, knowing Chelsea fans. Colwell over Koulibaly. They probably would say that.
So how would he be understudy? You think? If he was understudy, that you're saying that basically Colwell is the star. And then, if he's not available, you have the backup one, and we don't. And backup is a bad word.
Unless he was making a joke, then yeah. But if he was saying that Levi Colwell could be a good understudy to Koulibaly,
yeah, it has to be the opposite. It can't be that because he has more experience than Colwell.
The answer is Koulibaly is a better player than Colwell. That's the answer. Anyway.
All right, I'm going to try and catch up with the chat, and please, first I want to say
Coach,
thank you.
If Nick's dying to come on, I can jump out. That's okay.
No. I think he's crossed the line with what he said to me. I was reluctant bringing him on for a while, and I know he called you a language that I didn't even know the meaning. I had to ask you, what's the meaning of what Nick said? You told me, and you told me just to let it go. You told me to forget it. Don't get mad. I agreed, even though he abused you. Now he kept coming, and I said I want to have just 4 people, and I added you. By mistake, I wanted to let you know I'm waiting. I'm going to tell somebody to drop, so I bring you in so we don't have crowd. And when you come in, I decided, okay, I'm going to have 6. Let me just my screen was frozen. I said, okay, once it's okay, I'll bring Nick in. And then next thing, he's in my DM abusing me. So again, I don't want to talk about it. It's really going to piss me off. But that's by the way. Simply put, I think TT wants inside forwards with wingers and skills, so we can be more fluid. Blue Blood says, put Nick Blue on the panel. I will, but until he apologizes. That's how I operate. I'm not into butt licking. I love people, but once you piss me off to the extent that I'm mad at you, that pushed me to that extent that I got pissed at you, I can show you that I can get mad at you. But I'm not going to be petty enough to start saying back to him what he said to me. No, I'm not petty like that. He has to apologize before he even consider that again. But that's not what we're here for, to interact with those in the chat and not him. And says, Matt, give it a rest. You are, pardon me, if you don't know how much white come into Marina, Matt, you're in trouble for always. Don't say that about Marina. Once
I
True
can't
Blue.
hit the Queen.
If we can knock Koulibaly, Skriniar is a good option. A swap deal for Lukaku. We keep saying swap deal. It's not that simple. It's way too complicated.
They're not accepting any swap deal. If you want their player, we have to go and try to sign them separate from the Lukaku deal. They're not doing a swap because they want money.
Wow, this comment here, I think again, I think Dembele, I think he's responding probably to True Blue because again, we'll see. I still believe. What you say?
That's fire, Kingslayer.
Yeah, that's really fire. But they're talking to each other in the chat there. So quickly, I'm going to come back to the panel. We did not talk this, and I'm going to start with you. Let me start with Tobago. How will Koulibaly fit into the team?
I think we already discussed this.
We talk about Koulibaly.
Have we today?
Yeah, didn't we just discuss this?
Have we? Okay, maybe Declan, you tell me, how do you think he fits into the team?
I think we have touched on it, but I think Koulibaly could be best in the middle to help Silva as well. I think he can play. To be honest, I think he might be that experienced to play across all three. But I think where he'll be the most important is to give Silva a break in the middle, and I think he can lead that way. And when Silva plays, I think he can play alongside him, and I think that's a perfect fit. But I think more importantly, I'm really worried about how many games we pushed Silva to play this last season, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't the intention. Christensen was meant to have more games, and he pulled out and got injured a lot of them, and Silva played way more than he should have. So we can't have that again. And now Christensen gone, I think Koulibaly can best fits in that middle. And then if Silva plays, I think he can play on the left as well.
I think it makes sense. I think we may well just move to the next player we have to talk about. And if we have any other comment, we'll try, any other topic to talk about, we'll try to cover that. Is this way of closing gaps between us and Liverpool and City always wasting time in the how do we, come on, let's say, Ishaq, Ousmane, be fair to the new owners. And let's not forget again, I'm going to say
Can you answer this question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why are fans so impatient? How many times have we rushed in the window, sign players who underperform, and then have these regrets? Let's be patient.
Hasn't it just opened?
Exactly, that's the point. It just opened literally 3 days ago.
No, it hasn't actually officially opened for international though.
And we've been under restrictions.
And plus, the only signing.
This is how you meant to sign. This is how you meant to sound in September. If it's September and we haven't signed players, then this is how you meant to talk.
Exactly.
Relax.
So why are we so impatient?
Relax. We can't sign anybody from out of the English leagues until July 1. We need to be relaxed. And plus, we need to stop rushing these things. We need to look into the players first, look at the situations. If we keep signing players just because, he's really amazing, let's just go make a bid for him right now. 50 million, come to Chelsea. It's not like that. You need to be realistic. We need to relax. It's not going to just happen overnight. You have to look into the players. You need to discuss what amount is feasible for you to be spending on a player. People need to be relaxed. It's not just simple boom, boom, boom like FIFA. It's not FIFA. This is real life.
And I'll say Liverpool have just made their signing for Darwin Núñez, and you guys watch him flop next season. He's going to flop hard.
Well,
he
doesn't have a first touch.
And that's
he doesn't know how to touch the ball.
The
guy, it's like whenever he tries to control the ball, it's like the ball is it's not. It can't attach to his foot. it's just bouncing off his foot like a spring.
He's not a player, and that's
No,
what
but
when you rush and you don't watch.
But that's what it is. Is because Liverpool got a player, Man City got a player, so they're asking why aren't we getting
But
players?
can't really show them until July 1.
We should be having this
Yeah.
conversation July. If we haven't signed by anyone by July 1, 2, then we should be talking.
Yeah, wait till September, man.
September, the window closes August.
Yes,
Isn't it
let me
mid-September?
try. Yeah, go ahead.
So
You were
early
saying
in the
something.
season.
I thought it's mid-August-ish.
So Ousmane, again, my brother Ousmane Ishaq, to be a bit patient. Don't again. The transfer window hasn't. The European transfer window hasn't actually opened, and the transfer window is still a long way to to open and close. Let me just phrase it that way. So please just be patient. I think we will be all right. And in a bit, Phantom, I will send you the link. My screen was frozen, but I've gotten my iPad, so I should be able to send it to you in a bit. Chelsea scouts and decision-making people aren't good enough. Again, just blame all the while. Let me come back to the panel quickly. What I heard, again, is that Manchester City, they are trying, because it looked like the links, us being linked to the player is serious, so to speak. But I heard also that we've made inquiries, and people have talked about it, saying, okay, he's going to work in Thomas Tuchel's system. The question is, now we're hearing that they've offered him, they're trying to get him to sign a new contract, because I think it was True Blue and I that argued, I don't think Pep will let Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus leave in the same window, because he likes to keep a very large squad. He likes to rotate a lot. But now we're hearing that they're trying to get him to stay. And some conflicting reports. Another one we're hearing is that Arsenal have, they've agreed terms with him. Declan, your thoughts on that story? If that's the case, shouldn't we be looking at, some other players?
On Jesus, you said?
Yeah.
When it comes
because
to
it doesn't look like he's coming. It's look like maybe it's beginning to look like the whole thing is just as the same thing we called that of Raheem Sterling, where we said it's looking like it's just his camp trying to squeeze out more money from Manchester City. That's nothing serious about it. So if there's nothing serious about our pursuit or the rumors that we want to sign Gabriel Jesus, why aren't we looking at other players? Again, you could argue we don't know whether we're looking at any other player.
That's what I was going to say. We're looking at we will be having, and I think at the same time we don't even know who wants to leave, right? We'll be having a long list of players. I think there's a long list of players that they got that they also had from last season they probably missed out on, and they're going back to that. They're pushing for all these targets. You got to understand, I think there's a long list of players, and there's also a lot of rumours being made up to link us to so many players. Maybe we'll never aim for Jesus, who knows, because he was linked to everyone. But I still couldn't fathom why Man City would sell to us anyway. Even though people wanted to call their rejects, that was Jesus was going to improve our team, regardless of how you looked at it. Man City was sort of like that too. I mean, do you remember when I think people said Ziyech to Man United, and no one wanted to do it because they knew it would improve Man United, even though Ziyech sits on the bench and doesn't do much for us. So it's in the same way that I didn't think Man City would want to help us out. But there is a long list. I'm not worried. I think someone
I'm
has
not
to come
really
in.
worried. It's just us. The more we talk about it, the more people get to learn. That doesn't mean I'm correct. The question I ask doesn't mean I'm correct in the way, if I come across as concerned, that's not the case. I just, there's a chance with the fact that there are rumors now that Arsenal have agreed terms with him. Some Chelsea fans may start to panic. So, but with this discussion, they get to learn we're actually looking at other people, and we'll not be concerned as such. So, but go ahead, Tobago, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I think the reason why Jesus is pushing to move out of Man City is because Man City signed 2 strikers. So he knows next season he will have less games than the other seasons. So I think is going to move. But to us or Arsenal, I don't know until it's official, because like now we can say this player will come to Chelsea and then boom, other team will get him. So, but Jesus, I think it's going because like Man City just got Haaland and they got Alvarez. So he is looking for himself again.
Yeah, again, just to quickly, I wouldn't even talk about this, but then again, how he says, how come Nick Blue is waiting, but Declan gets in straight on. Let me, don't get involved in something you don't understand. Again, Nick and I, like we have, I respect him, but there are some behavior I don't want here. I don't want somebody coming here calling other people names, changing people's names, calling them what their name isn't, and he called Declan, I don't want to say the word, in the chat. And this is not the first time. First, he was on the panel, did what he did. I got pissed. I removed him. He went into the chat, started calling me names and comparing me to somebody. I don't hate the person, but truly I'm not like that person. And I didn't like that. And I told him about it. And it's still, again, I've told the story of how we had 4, mistakenly I added Declan, and I wanted to make it 6. My screen got frozen. Oh. Next thing he's in my DM abusing me. So please don't talk about that again.
I don't want to necessarily add to the drama, but Nick Blue has been banned by that person as well. So, anyways,
that's by the way. I don't care. I think he needs to get off the channel for a while. Except if you want me to put a vote, if people want him back, I'll bring him back. But he has to apologize, and he has to apologize openly. That's how I operate.
True Blue asked me, how come why do you think you get to go first if Nick Blue's been waiting for an hour? And I said, I'm closer to Las Vegas than he is. No, but every day I have to leave at 6 a.m. So I got 16 minutes. But it's that window where I drive home from work and then 6 a.m. something else happens in my life and I have to go. So if you haven't noticed the pattern yet, every day I do leave at 6 a.m.
Yeah, again, I'm going to say the truth. I'm really pissed now, and I'm not going to let this go easily. The only thing that can make me change my mind would be a public apology. I didn't do anything to him, and this is the second time he's done that. Again, back to the panel. Anybody on the panel here has anything more to say about Gabriel Jesus? And if you're in the chat
I did
now,
yes.
Okay. Well, we'll start talking about addressing your questions and your inputs in the chat. So go ahead, shoot. And I think I'm a bit not far too behind at this point. Phantom, would you mind?
Yes.
Tobago, would you mind Phantom coming in because he's just joined?
Yeah.
No problem.
All right, go ahead. And you're leaving
I'm
soon.
just going to say it and then I'll go because you guys are full panel today. Okay, I think that Werner and Jesus are about the same. So if he comes here, Jesus is not really going to be the scoring messiah that we are looking for right now. We're looking for a scoring messiah, and at best, he's going to score maybe as much as Ziyech. So I don't think Jesus is a really good fit for us. We really need a scoring monster, and I don't think that is Gabriel Jesus. Raheem Sterling, maybe better chance, but I don't like him either. Dembele, no, I don't really like him either. So who do I want? Robert Lewandowski.
Who do you like?
Huh?
Who do you like?
Lewandowski,
but he doesn't want to come here. I liked him last year. I liked him last year ahead of Holland. I liked him last year ahead of anybody. So ahead of Lukaku.
I liked him when he was under 30.
He was my choice last year to come in, and I also want Ndidi to come in the midfield. Sorry, guys, that's who I am.
You want to give us anybody? Do you want to give us anybody from Fulham?
But I'd like to give you Mitrovic. I really do. Make Chelsea much better.
No.
Okay. Hey, thanks for letting me on the panel for as much time as you did. I'm very honored to be ahead of Nick in terms of line because I'm closer to
Just go. Please don't cause more problems.
Good night.
All right. Thank you very much. Again, coming back to the panel, anybody has anything to add about the talks the links that the talks that Chelsea are interested in signing
I don't
Gabriel
think we were that
Jesus.
strong with him. That's the
Sorry?
thing. I don't think we were that strong with him. I
Mm-hmm.
think our links weren't that strong.
Well,
I think that's why
it's
he's
because we
choosing
fit the
Arsenal.
criteria, Matt. Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
because-
okay. Yeah, we can be linked with him, but I think Arsenal at the end of the day are gonna get him. You know, they're in desperate need
Why?
for a striker because they got no one, and they got no
So
they got no Aubameyang. So I personally think he would choose Arsenal still. I don't think we're gonna officially go for him and go for any of the City players. Sterling as well. I don't think we're going to go for that caliber. And I think Phantom's
Do you
right
know
on a level that
Do you know what's funny?
if we want someone,
Arsenal
hang on.
fans.
If we want someone to score goals, he's not our man. Phantom was 100% correct where he's our caliber of Werner. He's going to score minimum 9 goals, 9 assists like he did for City.
I think
Your
Matt has
understanding of
this
what
is the second
Jesus
time
does
Matt
is
is
pretty.
Go ahead,
limited, I guess.
Leclerc. But let me say something quickly. This is the second time Matt is arguing against us signing Gabriel Jesus because of that. He used stats too. So again, but Leclerc, you go ahead. Your counter. I want to hear your counter argument.
First of all, Arsenal fans feel the other way around, which is quite ironic. They think that they don't have a chance because we're in for them, and so they look at us as a club that goes in and gets deals done rather than themselves, because of how their owner is. So Jesus, and I don't know what you guys are judging on, but he will be a great fit for the system. Why? Is because he's like a winger that can also score goals. You're about his goal scoring at Man City. You know, Man City's goal scorings are all spread out, which is what we need in our the way we play. We have so many different players interchanging. The fullbacks are a part of the attack.
Mm-hmm.
We can't rely on one person just to get all the goals. We need our goals to come from several avenues. And Jesus can play in multiple positions, right? To bring us that. He'll be such a disruption. And all we needed, and like I said before, if our play when we played Havertz, Mount and Pulisic, if they just had an ounce of conversion, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't have bought Lukaku. We would have been just gone with these three. If they didn't even need a high conversion rate. They're gonna have the same conversion rate as Jesus. Would have been all right. They could have got 10 goals each, and we've been all right. Do you know what I mean? So we're not after just one guy that's going to solve all our problems. Because, like I told you, if you base the game around Lukaku and you're waiting for 20, 30 goals from Lukaku and none from the rest, then I mean we still got the same problem. So Jesus can play across the front three. And that's how he fits. So if you're waiting for this Lewandowski or this one player that's a pure goal scorer and can't do anything else, it takes away from the rest of the system in the game. So you need someone that can score and do multiple things as well.
But I think again with
Yes.
someone like Jesus, he's not up to that level though. Like as I said, 9 goals, 8 assists. Like that's Werner goal. That's Werner. Like these are stats that are.
Now, what's his
practically,
conversion
like,
rate, mate?
Well, remember, I gave it to you. I said it's 17%. That's what I saw. That was his conversion rate. 29
If it's 70%,
2,000
then it's really poor.
What's Lukaku's
2,000
conversion rate?
minutes. Well, I have no clue. He's fucking garbage anyway. But it's like we're gonna compare him to.
Do you know Pulisic's conversion rate is higher than Lukaku's?
Fantastic. That shows the reason why people are saying. I'm not saying Lukaku's a good player, but we need someone to come in and do a high caliber. I don't mind Jesus, but he's not gonna come in
Jesus is
and
about to hit
score
his
goals.
peak, right? And Jesus does a lot more. To those stats you just read out, when Jesus plays, he's a threat, and he gets around and he does a lot more for other players. When he gets a chance, he will convert more than the rest of our team. He will get more goals, and he's also he's just hit his peak too. So I have faith that he's going to be even a better player. He has the characteristics of what you need in this system, and you get like 2-3 Jesus, right? And then like Mount or something like that in there. That's basically what we need. Not this one player that's going to sit there and wait for the ball, and if it doesn't come to him, then nothing happens.
Let me quickly catch up with the chat. I think I see I've highlighted 2 comments I'd like us to address. So if you have any question or if you have, if I'll look at the input, if it's worth addressing, we will do just that. And first, I want to say thank you guys, for 135 likes. That's really not easy. And again, I'm hoping that we'll reach 300 likes by the end of the show. So if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video. I'd really appreciate that. Here says both Stalin and Jesus wanted to leave Man City because they want a more starting time. That's a chance that's the case. And here it says, again, Tobago, your friend again, problem is a lot of clubs are looking at the same players, so it's not easy. Jesus doesn't want to go to Arsenal because they don't have Champions League football. Again, that begs the question, where are we getting where are we getting all this nonsense that Arsenal have signed him? Did we lose anybody on the panel? I think Matt left. Okay, let's see. Again, Nick, sorry?
Matt went.
Yeah, he went. Okay, yeah. Jonano, Nick, I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to call, I'm not that petty. I'm not going to call people names, even if you do call me names. But more importantly, please, I want to ask you, please keep liking the video. But thank you to 136 likes already. That's not easy. I sincerely do appreciate that. If you haven't, please go ahead and like the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you very much. And here we have big up Coachila and the panel, big up Just Viola. I hope you're doing better today. Just stay strong. Everything will be all right. Just remember, I told you that again. Welcome again to the welcome back again. Thanks for joining the chat again today. Who is that person? I don't know, and I don't want to talk about the person. TT taking a break in Italy. Now this man leaves no stone unturned. And if he was unhappy about the current proceedings regarding transfers, he would not be relaxing right now. Why? Do you know why he's really? Yeah, we don't know why he's in Italy. There's a chance he may have gone to Italy to talk with Koulibaly one-on-one, and then speaking with someone one-on-one makes a huge difference, than speaking with the person on the phone. So that may well be the case. The Declan seems grounded and knowledgeable. I don't think so. I actually don't like. I don't think so, and I actually don't like Declan. So stop praising him for God's sake. Who asked you to do that? Now he's gonna feel like he's the best in the whole world. Yeah, but that's by the way. Phantom of many topics always makes me laugh. He's always funny and always jovial. Even when he jokes, if you don't get him, you think. But I think overall he's a nice person. Looks like I landed in the middle of yet another drama. You're probably watching, and when you see things flaring up, you went, oh, whoa, I think I have to join now. Let me see what's going on. So it wasn't like you weren't listening. I get that. So don't worry. Again, Jesus scores more than our attackers, says Ray Allen. Again, Alan, nice to see you here. I hope things are well on your end, and I hope you're doing well in particular. Says there's no scoring monster. Jesus can be a scoring monster. God Almighty, it's what he's paid to do. Just need consistency, but we'll see. Anything else? Again, it says a good point about Jesus from Phantom of many topics. What did Phantom say again about him? And I don't know. I think I'll skip everything to catch up with the chat. If you haven't, I'll be looking for your questions. So that no way would I call Stalin an upgrade on our attackers. Again, that's you. Hi and bye. Just Viola off to watch a game. Okay, again, enjoy your game. Stalin better than our attackers. Havertz Pulisic amount average. Again, that's your argument there. Now, this is what I wanted us to talk about. This Declan, you start off by it. How about 2-year loan for Lukaku to Inter? It's rare, but 2-year loans. It has happened before.
Yeah.
So, but do you think it'd be easy to strike a deal like that? And then, if we're talking about 2 years, if part of the deal, if it is no obligation to buy and it's option to buy, chances are he comes back. Then he comes back as a 32-year-old or 31-year-old. Does that really make sense? If you want to take it from there.
Well, the only way I could think about it is that there would be a cheap obligation to buy. It was reported that it was going to be 20 mil a loan fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got 2 years, and which kind of sounds a bit high, 40 mil loan fee for 2 years, Well, you're better off just buying him then. There, there has to be something there. Either they do it and there's no obligation to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So so they pay the big loan fees, but the loan fee might be too much. You're better off just buying for him, unless they just want him for 2 years. I don't need to. There has to be something to convince her for a 2-year loan. There has to be some other factor. It just doesn't make sense.
Again, I'm not sure. I understand that. Eric, I will send you the link in a bit. How many people do we have? We have 4. Okay, we're looking for 6. We still have space here. Again, No Limit says too many rumors. I will wait before I start analyzing players. That's a good idea too, but because if we don't try to analyze this players, we don't have a show. Once the club is linked to a particular player, we usually talk about the player. That's just the way it is. Again, we're not saying that doesn't mean the player is coming to us. And then most importantly, we do look at the rumors and try to make sense of it. That's what we usually do here on Just a Perspective. Look at it and say, okay, does it really make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, we'll try to educate the fans whether it makes a sense or not. But that's, by the way, again, anybody on the panel wanted to say anything to add anything to what Declan just said?
Yeah, I think about Lukaku's 2 years loan can work for us only if Inter saying they're doing obligation to buy, but option to buy, I don't think Chelsea will do that, because they
Obligation
said
would be the best thing. Option
yeah,
would be stupid. Go ahead.
yes, because remember the rumors were they were saying they only let Lukaku to leave if it makes business sense. So we need to convince Inter Milan to do an obligation to buy deal without any loan, for example, without any swap deal. If they don't allow us to do another swap deal, then obligation to buy is the best option for us, because clearly after 2 years and then we can't get rid of this player again. Remember, so many players having obligation to option to buy. For example, Bakayoko, Drinkwater, you can name them. So I don't need that anymore. We need to do deals that will work for us in the future.
How about Ty? Do you have anything to add?
I was going to add, Taraga brought up a good point with mentioning the loan players, because with the loan rules, we got limited places of how many we can loan, and having Lukaku on a 2-year takes up a spot for 2 years. So there is that as well.
Eric, your thoughts on trying to loan Lukaku out for 2 years? I don't think it's a good idea. What if after 2 years they don't want him, then he comes back 2 years older than he was before we loaned him out? He then now becomes even more difficult to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the money you make up from the loan fee is almost it's a big chunk of his transfer fee and wages.
We're still
so you can sell him for a bargain after that and still make your money back or more.
And remember, we'll still be paying part of his wages.
No, I think he's taking a pay cut, if that's true.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think that a 2-year loan would not be a good idea. It needs to be a 1-year loan with an obligation to buy at the end. So they don't have the choice to decide not to buy him. They have to buy him at the end of the loan. And even if we're paying half of, a portion of his wages, that would be the best way forward to try and, move him on, especially since he wants to leave. So it's just a sad situation. People can take, make whatever conclusion they want to make from the whole situation. A lot of people feel vindicated with the whole thing because, the people who didn't want Lukaku in the first place, they're like, this is why we didn't want him. He's not good enough, this, that, the other. But I think there's more than that. That's just a very easy way of looking at it. There's more to the situation than that for me. So that's how I see it. I don't think, 2-year loan is not a good idea.
Yeah, it's not. For some reasons I've mentioned here. Ty, are you still there with us? All right, let's talk about something that's out there. I think we've covered all the players we wanted to talk about. Eric, I don't know if you've been following us. If you have anything to say with any of those players we talked about. But before I do that, I want to say thank you for people in the chat and to everybody that have liked the video. Thank you for 41 likes. It'd be ungrateful to say I don't appreciate that. I sincerely do appreciate that. It does go a long way for the channel, and we've been averaging 160, 180 people watching at the same time, and it's all because of the likes. So if you haven't, please just take a second to like the video. Again, thank you for the growth of the channel. Right now, we're at 2,818 subscribers. And we're not far away from getting to 3,000 subscribers, and it's all because of your support. So please, if you haven't, keep liking the video, and if you haven't, also do subscribe to the channel. So Eric, I'm going to come back to you. Your thoughts again on everything we talked about. If you've been following us, if you have anything to add to it. If not, I'm going to look for questions in the chat and we can address.
Okay, so I have to be honest, I missed most of the stream, but I watched the last stream you did, the late one and the earlier one as well. I just wanted to just quickly mention that the pronunciation of the striker we're looking for, well, some people think that we should get him from Man City. His name is Jesus because obviously he's not from Spain, so you don't say Jesus. So it's actually Jesus.
And people in the chat were busy telling me to pronounce Jesus.
No, that's wrong. If he was Spanish, then that would be right. But he's from Brazil, so it's Jesus. I don't want
if
Jesus.
If he starts scoring for us, I'm gonna call him Jesus. Is that right, Eric?
No.
That's your business.
Or Jesus.
No, that's his business. It's up to you. That's your business.
If he's our savior and starts scoring goals, I'm gonna call him Jesus.
That's your business. Go ahead, but don't do that, Declan. Go ahead, Eric.
I mean, you call him whatever you want, but I don't. I don't want him at Chelsea. He's not what we need.
Why don't you want him at Chelsea?
He can score goals, but he's not a goal scorer, and I'm not even sure he's a striker. Okay. To be fair, that's probably what we want. We don't want an out-and-out number 9.
No, we don't want, because it will be we'll be repeating the mistake we made with Lukaku. Go ahead.
Unless the player is maybe Lewandowski or Benzema, I think those kind of players can play in any. It wouldn't matter, or maybe Harry Kane, but we won't get Harry Kane. So I don't think since it wouldn't be any of those guys, it's most likely we won't get any of them. So instead of signing a striker like that, we need to sign wide players who can play a false striker position, which Jesus would fit that mold. But I still don't want him. I don't think he would improve us. He can score goals, yes. But even when you look at his statistics, his goal contributions, okay, you can talk about all competitions, but in the league, how good is he with the chances that he takes, the goals he scores? I don't think he's that good for a team he's playing for, like Man City, who create the most chances, score the most goals. You can argue that he should be getting more goals. Yes, he's not always involved. He's coming off the bench. But I don't know if he's been, as good as he could have been in a team that has so much quality, like Man City. So I just don't, I'm not interested in the move, unless it's maybe like 20 million. If it's anything more than that, 30, 40, 50, not interested. I don't want him. I want Sterling still. Hopefully Dembele comes in as well.
Eric, you said you are Sterling.
Yes, I know him. I watched the game against Italy.
I
saw the chance he missed, but I still want Sterling. Sterling would be there to be our goal scorer. I think he will help us create chances. He will help us with his movements.
And how many has he created at Man City? Did he create this past season?
Well, he hasn't been so good this recent season, but if you look at his time at Man City overall, he's been really, really good. He's been scoring a lot of goals. He's helped the team a lot. He was important for their title defense in, I think it was 2019, when they got 98 points. He was one of their most important players. So he's really good. I think he would help us a lot. I really do. People, I know it's not a popular opinion, but that's what I think about that. Dembele, hopefully he's coming in. I didn't hear you people talking about is that Dumfries you have in the background?
Denzel Dumfries, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about him. I don't know enough about the player. I don't know if he's gonna be what we need, to be completely honest. So I don't know. I don't really have much of an opinion about him. But hopefully we get the defensive options we need. At least two defenders, Koulibaly, maybe somebody else who has a similar level of experience to him, and then a wing back. Yeah, we need to do a lot. It's going to be a very important window for us. But I have a slight suspicion that Lukaku isn't going anywhere. I don't think he's going to get sold. I don't think he'll go out on loan. I think he'll stay at the club. I just have a feeling that we won't be able to find a solution for him, or he won't be able to find a solution for himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's a chance that happens. There's a chance he stays. You could say, forget everything we're hearing. There's a chance it's 50-50. 50% he leaves, 50% he stays, but we don't know. Again, my screen is frozen and I can't move on to the next comment highlighted there. But can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I have a question now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question for Eric Blue. Eric Blue, since you don't want Gabriel Jesus, who would you prefer to come to Chelsea, striker that you need? And be realistic.
I won't sign a striker. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother with a striker. I would just keep what we have. I would bring back Broja from his loan move, and I would just bring him off the bench and play with Havertz, play with anybody else. There's nobody who sticks out in my mind that, okay, this is the player we need to play. Because we already see that there's no point. We don't have a system that gets the best out of strikers. So there's no point wasting our time investing so much in a striker. It's just the truth. People can argue with it however they want, but that is the reality. We don't have a system that suits out and out number nines.
Why waste money?
If we sign a striker, it would be maybe somebody who can, play there like a false nine, but then somebody who is not really a striker, like Jesus, right? But like I said, the main thing is the money with Jesus. If he's like 40 million or higher, then I'm not interested, because I don't think it's worth the investment, and we don't even know how much he would be wanting for his wages. So yeah, that's it.
Here's the thing. I think I've argued that before, actually. I don't think it would make any sort of sense, any measure of sense, however you want to phrase it, given the way the Lukaku story is going, because it's still ongoing. And the fact that if you follow Thomas Tuchel, he never, ever, I haven't seen him prefer playing an out-and-out striker at any point. Maybe he's trying to change, I don't know, but for him to change and adapt to doing that constantly, I think it would take time. It would be a lengthy transition period. Again, my argument is, look at PSG, look at Mainz, look at Borussia Dortmund. He hardly plays with that sort of striker. Even at PSG, where he had Mauro, I've said this a zillion times. He had Icardi, he had Edison Cavani. He didn't use them that much. Again, I don't know how you would say in the case. You could argue he prefers fluidity over having an out-and-out striker, where you could say when you have an out-and-out striker on the pitch, most especially one that doesn't get involved in the play that much, then the primary responsibility of all his teammates becomes to find him wherever he is in the final third or in the box. Again, that leads to reduction in the number of chances the team creates. And we've seen the example in our own team. Since Lukaku came, whenever he's on the pitch, we create less chances. But in his absence, we create more chances and even score more goals. It's not down to Lukaku alone. The manager has refused, to tweak things a bit, to adapt, accommodate him. And I'm not into, trying to build a team around a single individual. So go look at the stats, look at those games where Lukaku didn't play, where we have more fluidity, how many chances were created, and in most cases, how many goals we were able to score. So again, that's by another this thing for another day. It says just well, it says read that Tuchel chatted with an Inter Milan fan about Lukaku saga, and they joked around. I would the term joke probably was probably made up to make the whole thing sound catchy. I don't think he would joke about it because it can be taken out of context very quickly like this. Somewhere in Italy, I read that too. It sounds funny, but I didn't want to read too much into it. And the queen of the house says, subscribe, guys, in the channel if you haven't. It is for free. It doesn't cost anything. Don't, like I've said before, you don't even need to donate. You don't even need to donate anything. Just like the videos. The more you like the videos, there are other ways the channel can make money. Just like the video, and by doing that, you're helping the channel grow. You're helping the channel reach more people, and then the channel will also get more subscribers, and we're not far away from reaching 3,000 subscribers. So please like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Inter Milan will not waste money to buy back Lukaku. That's why I'm saying there's no way that I agree with an obligation to buy, because it wouldn't make business sense for them. Lukaku isn't getting any younger, and after 1 year he becomes 30 or 31. That's again, it will not make sense that they take him. If at the end of the season, even if he scores so many goals for them, if they buy him, they'd be losing. That is the money we'll owe them, which means they're not going to be able, to meet up, because they need to show. I think it's saying plus 50 million plus in profits. So that's why I'm still thinking. I don't see how the swap they were looking at are going to work. Maybe we'd still have to give them some cash, but we'll see what happens. Again, saying Bobby, saying hello to Bobby, saying how about a different Inter and David Beckham's Inter Miami comes to rescue regarding Lukaku. I think that would be the most. You could argue at this point, it looks like that would be the most viable option, but it's not. It's never going to happen. Why do I say that? Because they pay in bulk. They pay in bulk, and they'd be willing, given the name, but I don't think it will be Inter Miami. If any club is capable of doing it from the States, it's probably going to be LA Galaxy. They've done that before, and they may well be able to do that again, but let's see what happens. Sorry, Coachila, again, you trying to shame me in public, Just Viola. Just the Kingslayer clarified how it is pronounced in Portuguese. And Eric, you said it's pronounced how again? Jesus? Okay, I don't think it's close to his system, but I think that's what he said. Again, I'm trying to catch up here. Do Chelsea fans really know who the players are pursuing this window? We don't know. We don't know who the club are pursuing, and then until we start, that's why we said the potential 11 that we're building is dynamic. As things develop, as we follow the club's activities in the transfer window, we decide whether to make changes to those or not. Just wanted to ask you something regarding the pronunciation of Jesus' name. Says declared, I've been here for more than I know you've been there. You only came to witness whatever that was going on live, and you don't want anybody to tell you that. I know you. My guy is a gunner. Tuchel has fallen out with him. There's no way to tell if they've fallen out. Again, I think the relationship is mutual. I think Lukaku understands that it's all about, the system thing. I'm leaning on the fence about it because he started well when he returned. So you cannot categorically say the system is the issue, is the sole reason why he hasn't done as well as he did at Inter Milan. Again, that's an argument for another. The last season, Sterling created 33 goal-scoring chances. That's good, but this isn't how many. Yep. Again, I want to know what you're doing now and not what you've done before. I get them before no be property, as Nigerians will say. Eric Blue is right. There's no striker out there worth investing. Yep, wasting our money. Again, we should be careful because we still have the same manager. Jesus is good, but he is also injury prone like Dembele. I wouldn't say that. Is that true? Anybody on the panel want to come to my rescue? Is that true that Gabriel Jesus is, injury prone?
I don't know
No.
if you came to me the
No,
last
but
time, but I wasn't. I was doing something else. Sorry if you. I don't know if you came to me.
No, I was
So
asking, if I pronounced his name correctly?
yes, yes. Like I said before, his name is Jesus. That's the correct pronunciation.
Mhm.
Anybody who says anything else, then obviously they don't know. Anyway, yeah, he's not. I don't think he's injury prone like Dembele was. I don't think you can compare them like that.
Mhm.
But that's not the reason why I don't want him. So I don't know. People have. I mean, he fits what we want to do in the sense that he's not an actual striker, in my opinion. But it depends on the price. Like I said before, it depends on how much he will cost. So,
Mhm.
and I don't
Yeah.
think Mbappe is a striker either. I think he's a
You can
different
say
kind of
a
player.
high forward. Just say,
Yeah.
using the term forward.
So
I think
we saw, yeah, we saw what Tuchel was able to do with him. So I think he will actually fit what we're trying to do.
that's actually why my first choice in all the players we've been linked with is Nkunku. He can play as a second striker, and you can say he's a hybrid of forward, which play as a false nine and execute. He can also play on the flanks if you want him to. Again, it just seems as if Tuchel prefers utility players. Let me start with Declan on that. I think he prefers players who are capable of playing in multiple positions. Your thoughts, Declan?
on Jesus, yeah, again.
No. The fact, I think it looks like Thomas Tuchel prefers players who are able
Sorry.
to play in multiple positions.
Oh yeah, you started talking about Jesus. That's what I thought. Yeah. I mean, the way if you see the system, if I was to, if there was a way to see the system as players how they move as just stick figures and not know who the player is, you'll see
Mm-hmm.
how much movement is involved. And the more versatile the player, the more Tuchel can do, and the more the system I think evolves. If it's just how the system is. We also everyone's got their hands in the air saying let's change it. There might be a change too, but I think the fundamentals still say the same, and I think we need, especially our attacking force, we need players that can do more than just sit there and just score goals and wait for the ball. So
Yeah.
that's why, for me, Jesus, someone like Jesus might not be the great goal scorer, but he has the characteristics of what we need. And there are some other players like that. So as long as I at least want two players that can do it, and
Yeah.
I hope that's what we go after.
Yeah, I think he's probably looking at players who, who are capable of doing more just than, be, stuck in a particular position and not going to be able to adapt. I think that's the type of players that suits his approach to the game even better. Ty, let me know if you're still there. The silence is killing me. How about you, Tobago? Are you still there?
Yes.
I don't know whether the links with Calvin Phillips. I don't know if it was absolute nonsense or if it was just that the club are just looking to sign him, or whether he's on the list. Will he be a good signing for us if we get him?
Kevin Phillips, I was listening to Ben Jacobs talking with Matisse in Twitch, I think 2 days ago. He talked about Kevin Phillips. We must not sleep on him. He might be in the list for DM if you're not gonna get Rice. So again, Kevin Phillips, I'm not sure, man, about him. I don't want to talk too much about him because, like, it's not my type of gravy. So I rather not talk more about him.
How about you, Declan? What do you think? Should we go for him, or you don't think he will work? He'll work for us. Declan, are you there?
Sorry, Kevin Phillips, is that a name that we've been put up?
Yeah, I think that's he's. I think I saw it. What sources was that? That he's on the list actually. But do you think we should be looking at him?
He was linked to everyone, and he was good, but I mean, the amount of injuries he got this last season is concerning. I mean, that's a concerning part. The fact that Leeds has dropped. you could
No,
get him on
Leeds
a
didn't
cheap.
drop.
Oh, they're close to dropping. Sorry. What's
They
that?
survived it. I even made that mistake on the
Yes.
panel too myself. Yeah.
I really thought they were going to drop. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So now some of the good players won out of their team. We could probably get him on a cheap. But yeah, my biggest concern was I think he would fit. I think he would have fit in the system. His injuries worry me. That's it. But it might be worth a risk if you can get him on the cheap. So that might be a good one.
Yeah, it might be. Just quickly, this Nigerian brother here trying to sell his fellow brother. He's saying just you should look at the cement. He would be a good fit. No, Cement is a traditional striker. I don't think it will work well under Thomas Tuchel. Yes, he can get involved in the play, but it will be a mistake. Plus, Napoli paid 80 million plus for him. So if Chelsea make inquiries, be rest assured you're paying 100 plus. And I don't want us to make that mistake again. No to injury prone. What's new today? Nothing really new. The same old news. We're just looking at things in there, analyzing players. We're not sure who the club are going to get. We're not sure who we're really after, except the case of Jules Kunde and Ousmane Dembele are very unique in the sense that the factors surrounding the club's pursuit of those players that were able to put 2 and 2 together and say, okay, maybe these two are coming to us. Chelsea should go for Haaland's cousin brother. Yeah, okay, this person must be from Nigeria. Cousin brother is something that I've heard quite often. He is a very good striker. That's no guarantee. We've signed Eden Hazard, signed 2 of his other brothers, and we know how that went. Osingham doesn't fit the system. It's simple. That's the truth. Tuchel wants technical players who play one touch. Calvin Phillips will be an excellent signing for Chelsea FC. I always wanted him for DM. He will fit TT. Declan is right, but the injury is a concern. Again, a great many players don't fit. Again, that's another argument. So many great players don't fit Tuchel's system. That kind of the problem. Yeah, your thoughts.
That's
Go ahead. Sorry?
What do you say? Great many players. What do they mean?
I think he's given an example because we have some good players here who hasn't really, been consistent enough. If you want to, or good enough, if you want to put it that way. You could argue because they're not playing in their preferred position. I think that's what he's referencing. You could say, yeah, Ziyech is a great player. Pulisic is. You could say. You could argue that.
I have a question for the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some Chelsea fans, they don't want a Rice due to his price tag. So I want to ask them, what is the difference between Rice and Tchouaméni? Because Madrid paid 100 million for him. So what is the difference between Rice and Tchouaméni? Why not Chelsea why can't Chelsea pay 100 million for him? What is the difference between Rice and Tchouaméni?
Why can't Chelsea pay 100 million for who?
That is simple.
Rice.
Madrid didn't pay 100 million for Tchouaméni.
They paid how much?
It was 60. I think it was 60 million euros.
No way.
No,
Yeah.
80 plus 20 million add-ons is why.
Okay,
Exactly.
but let's assume. Let's try and help Tobago with this question. Let's assume they paid 100 million, and your question is, why can't we pay the same for who?
Rice.
Chelsea wasn't going to pay 100 million for Tchouaméni in the first place, and I don't think it's up to 100 million. It's around 60 to 80, but there's no telling the exact amount they paid because we weren't part of the deal.
80 plus 20.
The reason that 100 million number's out there is because it's 80 plus potential
Exactly.
20 mil of add-ons.
Yes.
That's why.
So we can say,
100 is out there.
total. It would total 100 because usually
that's like
Madrid pay premium for every
So you
player
can
they
say
sign.
you can say it's 80,
And it's
but
in euros.
there's heavy
as well.
add-ons.
It's not.
It's
in- not in
euros.
pounds.
Rice is in pounds, so it's more.
Rice is
Well,
more
no,
than
it's not
50.
more, it's
That's a lot more.
Rice hasn't been sold yet, so
Yeah, Rice is not going to get sold for that much. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But it's come out now that if rumors are right, it's 75.
Rice. Okay.
There's a
Honestly,
good
I would
chance
pay-
that Rice
I
is
would
actually
pay that
cheaper
now.
than Tchouaméni.
I would pay
So-
75 for Rice right now. I would.
Yeah, but some of the fans are.
Yeah, some of the fans saying like
because-
English is an English text. But at the end of the day, Rice is good and is a Premier League proven.
It is English tax. It can't be Euro tax.
No, the fact that he's an English Premier League
No,
player.
I know. I was just joking.
I know some people are saying the
Maybe you're
same
not
thing.
sure.
So,
You see the
Tobago,
problem with
while
this-
I'm still with you, Tobago, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today.
My final thoughts. All I can say to the Chelsea supporters, they need to be patient.
Yes.
We just got new owners. We need to relax until they make the signings. And then remember, we're on a rebuild. No need to hurry and buy players, and we end up having a similar situation for the next season, saying this player doesn't fit to Chelsea's system,
Exactly.
blah, 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 blah. So we need to be patient until we get the right signings for Tuchel, and then we'll have a clear idea what Tuchel is about to build at Chelsea. So all I can say to the Chelsea fans, we need to be patient, and hopefully Tuchel will get 80% of his targets. I know he won't get all of them, but at least 80% of them, I'll be happy.
Ty, how about you?
Yeah. I mean, with everything, I just saw what you sent me. But anyways, with everything that was being said, it's the way I see it, especially with the thumbnail. It's interested, maybe not interested, maybe not interested. That is the pattern, really. If you think about it, people want Dembele. Most people want Dembele, and most people want Koulibaly. Not a lot of people want Dumfries or Jesus. So I mean, it's 50%. Those two players come in, and 50% these players don't come in, because based on the fans' point of view. But I mean, I just want to add to what Tobago was saying, and I'm going to simply say this: Chelsea fans, inhala, exhala. It's going to be fine. It's the window literally opened 2 days ago or 3 days ago. You need to relax. You're not going to even be able to sign international players or register them until July 1. It's not realistic. You can speak to them. You can have a principle. You can have an agreement in principle, but you can have them registered as a Chelsea player until the 1st of July. That's the way it is. So we could be talking to players, have principle with them, and then we decide to announce them on maybe June 30, and then we're able to register them. We need to relax, because look at the amount of deals that we did, and I want us to do the type of deal that we did with Ziyech. We signed him out of the window, and then we got him in. So we can be speaking to players and not even know that we have interest in these players, and then at the end of the day, it works out. Because I mean, people were complaining that the transfer ban was lifted, and then at the end of the day, in February, out of the blue, we just see this, that Chelsea have agreed a deal for Ziyech to sign in July. It's something that you need to be relaxed with. The only signings we can make right now is if we decide to sign somebody from England, and then we try to register them on July 1st. It's not realistic, and people are complaining, and people are seeing people like Liverpool making signings and City making signings, but let them make their signings. Those signings could end up failing, and our signings could end up failing. So not because they're doing this and because they're strengthening their team per se means that we should just be rushing to compete with them, because it's going to take time. These players that we're looking at, they could end up coming in, need a season to adapt, and then we have to get other players in as well. So we need to be relaxed. We're assessing the players. We're looking into those players correctly. We've made a decision on which players we're going to definitely try to get in, because we've looked at them since last season. But no, it's not the time to be rushing to try to get players' name into the Chelsea, registered book, because that's not realistic. So we need to be relaxed, stay calm, and then it should happen when it happens. Be calm, because we're going to make signings. It's going to happen.
Yep, I agree with Ty. Be patient. Things are happening. Also, if you haven't, go try and find a better checks, comments regarding the club's activities and in the transfer window. Again, you will be confident they really doing something behind the scenes. But that's by the way. And thank you, Just Riala, for the update there. I sincerely do appreciate that. Now we're not fighting again. We're even. For after you shamed me in public, I've forgiven you. How about you, Declan? Your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today?
Was it Tobago that just said that? I keep getting tired, Tobago. Messed up. But yeah, basically that is the sentiment. Have patience. I find that I see on Twitter, I see in the chat, it's crazy. People are asking, why aren't we signing everyone? It's crazy. I think it's not the deadline day yet, so I think there's going to be a lot of action. So give us some patience. I mean, we're still going to talk about it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Eric. How about you?
Yeah, I think that I completely agree with what the guys have said. Chelsea fans who don't want to be patient will have to learn to be patient. We know that the style we've been going with doesn't work anymore. The competition is too high. The teams we're competing with, they've been doing a lot of good business for a very long time. So we can't just close that gap, in a few seasons. Maybe one transfer window or two. We need to do a sustained, we need to do a lot of good business for a long time to close that gap. And hopefully we can do that. I think we're on our way to doing that. I think the Tchouaméni thing is just a very sad situation. And it goes back to the scouting. We could have gotten Tchouaméni, or at least we could have tried to get him, and he would have cost significantly less last summer. But we didn't. Somebody in our scouting department thought he wasn't ready. We thought we should.
But we're hearing that was just his first full season with Monaco, so that may well have been the case.
Yeah, it may have been the case, but at the same time, would you want to risk not signing a player who has the obvious potential because you don't think he's ready to start games, or would you take that risk and sign him, and because he has that potential, he can improve at Chelsea? So for me, it was still the wrong decision. It was still a big mistake. Everybody could see the talent he had, or he has. And we just missed out again. So I think that we can't be patient for nothing. We have to have an identity as a football identity as a club. We need a director of football. And Tuchel needs all the help he can get. I don't believe this idea that you just buy everybody who the manager wants and you just go with it. No. The manager may not want a player, but the player may be a good player that can get the best out of the people around him and improve us a lot. And that's the kind of thing we need. If we have the quality signings, the quality will show in the end. If they fit the system and they're good players, it will show. So that's why the scouting needs to be better, and we need a director of football. And Tuchel needs to be, supported not just with signings. He needs to be supported with players that fit what he's trying to do. And I think that will help us to close the gap. And we'll be able to have a lot of success with this manager, because even Tuchel himself is improving. He's learning. This is just his second. He hasn't even been in the league for 2 full seasons yet. He's only been here for a season and a half. So he has a lot to improve himself. And, people just have to be patient. And we will see, hopefully, Tuchel will show us, after each season, what we're building towards. Next season, hopefully, we score more goals. Next season, we get more points. Maybe we concede similar amounts of goals or less, and then we just keep moving from there. Improvements season after season. So it's not just a case where we're mediocre and we're building forever. We're actually building towards something and improving every season, like what Klopp did with Liverpool. Obviously, it won't take us as long as it took them, but that's what we're trying to do. And hopefully the fans can get on side and support what we're trying to do, because obviously this is a new era. Things need to be different. Things need to be different for the better.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think on that we're going to round up the show, because there's something I need to catch up with. I think he needs to be supported because he has a freehold of transfers. Yeah, again, that's a brilliant news. And I'm going to end with this. I think this is a brilliant comment here. I think that says, Czech has said we are going to have a busy summer window. And that's a reassuring. That's just a delicious comment to end with. With that, I want to say thank you to everyone on the panel, from Eric, Blue, Declan, Titax CFC, Matt, who was also here with us, Tobago, and also, again, everyone on the panel, all the mods that were here, Matthew Lee, Benjamin, Leia Cake, Imebin Oye, and also Liam Lane, who was here, True Blue, who also was here, Phantom of Many Topics, please, Morton. And if I miss your name, my apologies, I'm only human. With that, we've come to the end of the show. I'll see if there's that possibility, if there will be the possibility for us to host an evening show today. I'd really like to, but it depends. We'll see. And again, with that, I say thank you to everyone. I cannot thank you enough. I thank you for 160 likes. That's not easy. And if you haven't, please do like the video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel also, please do so. And this comment on the screen, I want to leave you with that because it is a brilliant comment indeed. Be patient. I think we're working in something. With that, I say thank you and God bless us all. Cheers.